devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand. Call
I'm almost too mad to do the show at this point. In fact, I just need to walk out of here. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Let me adjust this. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Excuse me. All right, hold up. How's this? Is this a little bit better for the ladies and gentlemen of the chat? Thank you so much. How's that? Is that too? I may be peeking a little too much. Let me check. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, there we go. We're good. Let me know if you guys are getting me okay out there in the ether world. Man, so much crazy stuff going on, and we're gonna get into it. But man, I'm watching so many people that are like, yes, it's a win because money. We'll get into more of it, but man, that's super frustrating. Are we going to acknowledge that there was any win at all? Or are we going to acknowledge that a lot of us feel played and misused? Some people would even say abuses and usurpations. We'll get into more of that. But yeah, I mean, I'll be real. I kind of feel like we were played. Echo. Anyway, we'll get into the conversation. It's just super frustrating, man. And on the eve of Independence Day. Oh, goodness gracious. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Oh, I didn't click the thing. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and get started. I see, man, look at how many beautiful people are in chat already. Appreciate you all so much. Yes, that is my Chrome AK. I'll let your boy. Also, I posted some super dope blades for sale on eBay. So, bam, I hit y'all with the link. if anyone's interested. Their dark feels used and abused. Dude, straight up, yeah, we're going to talk about that too. I mean, honestly, what I'm frustrated with is that everywhere you go, there's a bunch of content creators out there that are like, I can't wait to file all these tax stamps. Look, a bunch of us already have tax stamps, right? I got a whole little stamp collection, okay? But the issue has always been the registration, okay? It's always been the issue. And we're going to get more into it. I don't want to get too much into it before I start getting burning mad like on the last show that we did. Anyway, let's jump into it. So guys, welcome. I'm Dark with DLD After Dark. We do a live show every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. We usually start around 10:30 Eastern. I had some issues tonight, man. I don't know what it is. StreamYard and YouTube just don't want to talk to each other, and then YouTube wasn't saving. And obviously, I can't monetize the stream because, you know, the thing. Anyway, if this is your first time in chat, welcome. Appreciate you coming in and tuning in live. We're going to have a conversation with a couple folks. We're going to get into the nitty and the gritty and the stuff that you likely won't hear other content creators talking about. But hey, you know, it is what it is. I may pull up a couple posts from the tweeters tonight because, man, Twitter is just gold when you look at it's almost like when you see like a really like, I don't know, cringe post on Instagram, but it has like a bajillion views because the comments are gold, right? More so just making fun of the post, but I digress. Anyway, so we're going to have a conversation about that tonight. It's not the only thing that we're going to talk about, okay? But at some point, we just have to say, you know what, we're done. We can't keep digging into this because the reality is that all of us should have expected the government to do what the government does, which is, you know, government stuff. They screw us over constantly. Anyway, yes, so we do a live show every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at about 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Tuesdays and Thursdays are over here on YouTube, and Saturday, right? Tuesdays and Thursdays. Yeah, sorry, I thought I misspoke. Tuesdays and Thursdays are over here on YouTube, and Saturdays are over on the other channel, the Green Place, Bumble with an R. And that's where we do those live shows. And honestly, they're huge. Thousands and thousands of people come through. It's a really good time. So I'd encourage you guys to, if you don't follow DLD After Dark and Black Diamond Guns and Gear on Rumble, do so because, yeah, it's a great show. We have a really, really, really dope company that all of you guys know and that all of you guys love. And most of you guys have products from, even if you have just maybe some AR lower parts kits and color-coded bags, huh? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you guys know about that. Let me check my volume real quick. Hang on one sec. Okay, good. Just double checking. All right, but let's go ahead and get into it. So this is your first time. Welcome. You have a bunch of great people over here in chat. It's a great community of awesome people. Have a small little channel of actually just under 5,200 subscribers. And you could be the 5,200th if you choose to subscribe. I always say, if you feel like you get enough value from the show, then I'd encourage you to stick around. Great people over here in chat, or if you're on mobile, it's going to be the people right below you here. Say hi. If you don't say hi, we're all going to think you're a Fed. So there's usually about 10% federal agents watching anyway. So there's about 4.1 federal agents watching now. So that's fun. Register this D. So yeah, let's jump into it. So I got to say thank you. So for the channel members, the number one, like nearly 90% of the support on this channel not only comes from great people like Drew and Hot Dog 990 and Kurt 24 and like all the OGs. You guys know, you know, the homies. But the channel members are responsible for nearly 90% of the channel support. So I mean, I can literally read through it in my analytics. So I want to make sure that we celebrate you guys. So we usually take the first or the next 10 minutes or so to welcome all of our channel members before we get into the conversation. Now, if you're watching this for the first time, first off, I don't believe you, because YouTube doesn't share this content with new people. Why would they, right? A guy, with some of his buds talking about freedom, liberty, independence, firearms, guns, gear, kit, militia, min tactics, and Minuteman stuff, and no. Telling you that you need to be armed, equipped, and have good equipment and gear, and to have your rifles sighted in, and have your equipment prepared to install air conditioning in the faces of tyrants. Don't share that. Don't share that. But if you are truly here for the first time and you just happen to come across this live stream, you're in a great place. You're in a safe place. Safe, you're in a great place. You're going to fit in. Okay, so say hello in the chat. Anyway, if you're watching this the next day or the next day or the next day, then do me a favor, shout out in the comments, the old replay mafia. Shout out to you, Razor JB. I saw you come. I don't know if you left for a little bit, took a break, came back, and then left again, and then took a break and came back, and whatever it is. But it's great to see you back in the comments on the replays. AK Lover, even FGM and BV Luminous and Drew and Mike McClune. All these people are coming back and dropping comments. Guys, you have no idea how much that helps boost. I'm looking at this. It's like the difference between 400 to 500 views to 800 to 1,000 views. So, which is nothing, right? You look at over at what's going on Rumble, and we're getting 50, 75, 100,000 views, 130,000 views. It's blowing up. It's going crazy because there's no algorithm to play games with over there. People see it and then they watch it and stay, or watch it and leave, right? But it's different over here. You'll know it's all a game, and it's also all a game for money. By the way, Stifler, I actually contacted Stifler Manufacturing on eBay, and I was sending messages thinking that it would just be you. It wasn't you. So I apologize to whoever answers the eBay Stifler Manufacturing messages. Yeah, check it out. You'll get a good laugh out of it. I wasn't rude or anything, but Stifler Manufacturing, for you guys out there, they do have excellent slides for the glizzies, and they're very, very, very well priced. And they also have a web store, in addition to what they got on eBay. Dope colors. They got Mystic Purple slides. They got, what is it? Freedom Blue, Independence Blue, whatever it is. Those crazy, what do you call it? It's the crazy looking, I forgot what the line is called with Cerakote, but it's fire stuff, man. If you've seen the Mystic Purple, it is or Mystique, whatever it is. Dude, that was what I was saying. I want the whole Super Duty. I want this guy right here instead of the multicam. I was like, man, I want a complete Mystic Purple Super Duty, which who knows, maybe one day we'll get one. We'll see. But anyway, let's jump into it. So today we're going to be talking about the big poopy bill. We're also going to be having a conversation about, getting more into on a more granular level of the HPA and the Short Act, and some of the things that honestly look like it was just theater, and some poor negotiating tactics that in retrospect I should have seen on the front end, but I did not, and that's my fault, for getting my hopes up. But I really thought we were in there, and honestly, dude, it really, really looked like we were going to get this for a while. And let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm totally off base here, and if I'm tripping. Let me know. But didn't you have the same feeling we really, literally might get this? This might work, and then here we are, right? I'm a little congested, y'all. Sorry, you got to just kind of deal with that. Anyway, let's jump into it. So, like I said, we take the next 10 minutes or so to welcome all of our channel members. Nearly 90% of our support comes directly from our channel members. So we want to take a minute to welcome them and honor them and show some love. So we appreciate y'all. Now, however, first in chat was your boy Garen Wilson. Welcome. We'll do one crisp high five. Psh, appreciate you, brother. Or are you more of a fist bump guy? You're more of a fist bump guy? Thank you, brother. And let's go through and greet all of our channel members. I'm surprised that dang old Matt wasn't first in chat. Let's see. Zanti Misfit, brother, great to see you. Channel member. 717 Rider, brother, great to see you. Also a channel member. Blue Curtain Burner. You're the other one I needed to get with about the hardware. If you guys don't know, we have a couple people that seem to be a little too rough on their co-pilots. I'm kidding. The co-pilot, the D2 Tool Steel, blue hardware. Oh, this thing is so cool. So freaking smooth. So beautiful. We had a couple folks that had the pocket clips break. So we're working on a solution for that. But in the meantime, we took care of Kurt and we're going to take care of you. So just give me about a week or so and I'll have you taken care of. Dang, look at this. I got the two first co-pilots that ever came to DLD hardware and definition knives. And I got the first unbranded ones right here in my hand. Man, that's so cool. Yeah, and I do a lot of times I do carry the DK1, like the number one DK1, and there's been so many times that I want to get this lasered to match. For those of you out there that don't know, we have started a company. It's called Definition Knives. Definition Knives is a super dope company that makes awesome EDC cutlery, and all of our knives are under $100. Currently, all of them are between $59 and $79, and they're all D2 tool steel, 8CR13 MOV. We got some stuff coming out that's 154 CM and all that. And I did also post some stuff, which I'll drop the link again, from my personal eBay store, which I just put like 4 or so personal knives up there. I'm clearing through a bunch of my personal stuff that I don't need, use, or run, so you guys can save some money on it. Almost all of those, excluding the FDE Cricket Hisatsu, are literally unused, uncarried virgin blades. So anyway, my bad. I get sidetracked easily. Senor Bob, great to see you, brother. Also a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. We got Drew Ski, lifetime channel member. Appreciate you, brother. Your stuff is on the way too, so be on the lookout for that. Threw a little something in there for you too. And let's see, Drewski, back to back. Blue Curtain Burner, Drewski, Senor Bub. There he is. Stifler Manufacturing, brother. Great to see you. Also a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. A honorable mention, Sergio Morris. Great to see you. Let's see. DLD is mad. You know what? Kinda. Yeah. A little. Yeah. Let's see. Senor Bub, Stifler, Drewski. Let's see who else we got in here. Oh, what? Oh, dang, my bad. I did not mean to drop that. Why would it drop the... Yo, that's crazy, my G. Can one of the mods delete that? That's crazy. That how would it post that? I literally just cut my bad. Thank you for letting me know. Because I'm so far back in chat, I wasn't even paying attention, my G. Thank you, G23 Ski. Man, and he did that slick too, bro. Okay, this may be one of the issues that I was dealing with. Hold on. One second. Bro, that's crazy. It's not letting me copy and paste anything. I could copy and paste the what I have in here. My bad. Hold on one sec. My bad, y'all. Bear with me for one sec. You know what? While you wait, you can hang out and watch this brief commercial. Where is it? This is the although Pride Month is over, this is the Pride Month commercial. Hold on.
Oh, no. No.
Oh, okay. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you for letting me know that, by the way. Boom and boom. Okay, that's weird because I had copied this. Okay, now let's see if it's... I can't believe I was dropping the freaking StreamYard link. There we go. That's so weird because prior to that, I literally had copied and pasted that. Anyway, so there's the eBay link. I only posted 4 knives up there. Obviously, the best way of supporting the channel is DLD hardware and definition knives, right? And a lot of you guys have been super supportive. Love y'all, and I appreciate y'all so much. And there has been a delay in getting packages out, but I'm working on getting all of them out. So if you haven't received your stuff yet, it's en route. If you haven't seen any action on it yet. But let me get back here. Okay, so I had to drop that. Thank you for letting me know. And I should probably go back and delete. If the mods can do that for me, go back in the older PSA. AK sucks. No, we can talk about that too. There's actually a few things that yeah. As far as AKs go, my bad, I'm going back in the chat just to kind of clean in this ish. If mods could do that for me, that would be a huge help, just so people can't like jump in here and go crazy. I mean, they can't really do anything anyway. I could just, you know, not have them come in here. Anyway, we'll get into it. My bad. Mods, if you could clean that up where I was dropping the link like an idiot. Anyway, so now let's get back into it. So let's pick up where we were. Drewski, Senor Bub. Okay, then Drew, Blue Curtain Burner. Yeah, I had to go all the way back here. Okay, Senor Bub. I give a shout out to Joe Morris as an honorable mention. Stifla Manufacturing. Drewski, Stifla Manufacturing. Okay, Senor Bub. And boom, now we're back. Okay, my apologies. Lightning McQueen, brother, great to see you. Also a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being here. We got Gort, great to see you as well. Also a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. Drewski, Lightning McQueen, and register this deep. Lightning McQueen, Blue Curtain Burner, Stifler Manufacturing. Holy moly. Gort. Let's see. Oh, there we go. ADXR920, brother, great to see you. Also a channel member. Appreciate you, brother. We got Jova Q in the building as well. Great to see you. Jova Q, I would love to hear your 12-year-old rye whiskey here. Nice. Although I don't typically drink too often, I didn't realize that I left that up. I feel like that's in bad taste, honestly. Although I usually don't drink, when I do, I got some 12-year-old Macallan and some 15-year-old Macallan, and those are really, really good whiskeys. Okay, Stifla, Drewski, Jovaq. Yeah, Jovaq, I would love to hear your perspective on kind of everything, what's been going on, and kind of hear, you know, your take on it. Let's see, Mike McClune, the Goon, brother, great to see you. Not only is he a channel member, but he's also a moderator. Appreciate you, brother. Lightning McQueen, Mr. Gort. Okay, Lightning McQueen, Gort, Stifla, Drewski. I'm catching up a little bit at a time. Hey, Tex Bullington, brother, great to see you. Also a channel member. Lightning McQueenski, kicking the schnuts. I know, bro. That's kind of how it's been. Drewski. Dang, Bourbon, where you been at, doggy? Bourbon operator in the building. Yo, yeah, dude, the sun was shining till like almost 9 o'clock tonight. That's crazy. But it is indeed great to see you. I feel like it's been like over a year, so it's good to have you in here. Sport Brand, brother, great to see you. Also a great moderator to have in the building. Let's see, Lightning McQueen, Blue Curtain Burner. Yes, indeed, free CRS. I was on the phone with Erica yesterday. We had a little party call. Me, Flying Rich, and Erica. Let's see, Sport Brand. Yeah, you guys didn't see it, but backstage I saw a guest pop in. It had G23's logo in it, and I was like, "What? Hold on, what?" So yeah, I didn't realize that I had dropped the link like a big dummy. Okay, Gort, Sport Brand, Jovaq, got a cheese, brother. Great to see you, man. Also a channel member. Have you printed a firearm today with your additive manufacturing machine? Now, although I hadn't printed a firearm today with my FDM additive manufacturing machine, you know what I did print today? Woo! I printed a boatload of these bad boys right here. These new 4-pin jigs, baby. And there's where you can get them at DLDhardware.com. Yeah, I'm super pumped about these, man. And it's funny because when I posted the, I guess you could call it an ad, right? It was just like a brief announcement saying, hey, the new 4-pin DLD hardware jigs are available at DLD Hardware, right? And it had like this kind of dope music like behind it, like kind of like lo-fi playing. And some of you that were here during that stream kind of knows what happens or what happened and why that jig is important, because it free market and all that stuff, do your thing, bro. But when you have like dozens of conversations with somebody and you guys like, you know, come up with strategies together, and then you turn your back on that individual, and then you go make the stuff that he said he was gonna make, and then you pull his company name off of your website and business stops going to him, and then you do what he said he was going to do. Like, that's not like, yes, can they do that? Of course, right? They don't owe me anything, right? It's just a dirtbag thing to do. And yeah, I mean, so, you know, I could have just sat there and cried about it and whatever, like, I'm not getting, you know, whatever. But instead I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this, make the 4-pin jigs, make it easier for people to build guns, because I believe every single person has the right, the God-given right, has nothing to do with man or government or anything at all. Every single person has the natural right to build modern firearms in the privacy of their own home with zero governmental overreach. I'm just saying. But what about felons? Felons too. I'm just saying my beliefs. Is it lawful? Y'all make sure you're following all the laws, rules, regulations, restrictions, and sanctions, and ordinances, and all that stuff. And at the same time, I don't believe if. So tell me this: if something is given to human beings by God, however could man take it? It doesn't make sense, right? So anyway, yeah, I don't believe that government or you know, these BS agencies or these governmental organizations or non-governmental organizations, I don't think they have the rights and ability to take away anything. But what they do is they grip you by your nuts in a vice grip, and they literally hold over your head. Fear of death and imprisonment up here. So sure, you can be free, you can do whatever you want, but just remember, you might have to deal with death or imprisonment, or both, because let's be real, people die in prison. You hear me? Mike McLuhan, the Goon, brother, great to see you again. I know we called you out, but obviously you're due the love. You're due the love. Let's see, Leighton McQueenski, Drewski, Sport Brand, Mike McLuhanski. Hey, Aggie, brother, great to see you. Demo Man Don, another good one. Great to see you, man. Mr. Muir, Sport Brand, Stifla. Let's see, Mike McLuhan, Goon. Dang, my bad. I'm super far behind, guys. Give me a sec. I'm catching up, and I dropped something too. Hold up. Dang. Might be. All right, give me one sec. Senor Bob, Mr. Mike McLuhan, the Goon. Lynchpin Supply, great to see you. And hey, Lynchpin, do you have the Nezumi chest rigs in stock? All theater. I know. They knew what was going on. It's like, we talked about this before. It's like, do like people not think they know the processes and how these things happen? Like they absolutely know, you know. Watches one M26 lemon grenade video. PSA AKs are trash. Yeah, so they're not all trash, right? But you can have a conversation about quality and longevity, and you know, if it's worth the, you know, $700, $800, $900, $1,000 or more. It just depends on what you're looking for. I honestly, I don't think they're trash at all, but there is a conversation to be had there for sure. It's like the same thing with the ARs, right? Like I got PSA ARs that have been awesome toolcraft BCGs straight from PSA. They've been incredible, no issues at all. I run different guns now, but in my opinion, the difference is like anything else, like a vehicle or like other kit, right? Usually when I buy cheap Amazon kit, it usually kind of starts to break down and fail before other more expensive, nicer kit. That's not always the rule, right? But that's well, let me say it differently. That's like the exception. There are exceptions to the rule, but that's usually the rule. It's not always the case. Sorry, I'm all over the place. This is what happens when you try to talk and read chat. Let's see. Mike McClune, Lightning McQueenski, DLD QVC. I was just saying I got the number ones over here. That's all. That's all. Senor Bub, Drewski. My bad. I'm catching up. I'm catching up. I'm getting there. I'm almost there. And then we can talk about all those tards that are saying the stupidest stuff like, it's a win. It's a win. We don't have to pay $200.
Oh, I get it. You're retarded. You don't understand a word I say.
Sport brand, Mike McClune. Got a cheese. There he is. Sloppy. So what'd you say? Sloppy seconds or something along those lines. Love seeing it. Love the comments. All that, man. It's awesome. So I believe it's going to be either 60 or 90 days. I don't have confirmation for sure, but it's also not signed yet. It's supposed to be signed tomorrow, but we'll see. You know, I'm not certain. Z, brother, great to see you. Just orders a suppressor, no tax. So just ordered a suppressor, past tense. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I mean, look, dude, I currently, I don't know if I can say the price, but there's a Silencer Co. can, not Silencer Central. There's a Silencer Co. can that I need to complete the MP5 build. And holy moly, I just wanted to grab it and pick it up and show it because I'm used to doing Rumble stuff and I can't on this. Kurt 24, the producer of the show. Brother, great to see you, man. Also a channel member. Great to have you here, my guy. Let's see. F in the chat for the BBB. Let's see, Kurt 24, Dark Mods, Streaming Link is this. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, I know it's still out there. It was my fault just being a tard. But this is kind of the cool thing, right? We have such a dope community that people mostly don't do tarded things because they're kind and they're, you know, not overstepping. Like I just saw some stuff come through and I'm like, that's people operating under other usernames. It's not really them pretending to be other people, but I know who you are. I'm sorry. There's so much I can't say. Mr. BS, man, great to see you, brother. Great to see you. Good to see you in chat. I know a lot of times I see you on the comments and stuff on the replay, but it's good to see you here. Kurt 24, Lightning McQueen, Sport Brand, Good at Cheese. It has been a couple months since I caught a live. Like legit, I can see the sun right now. West Coast time, bro. Dang, that's crazy. I bet, yeah, out there for sure. I mean, I swear it was like 2.5 hours ago out here that the sun went down, which is kind of crazy. He's been in here, here and there. I don't know if I've seen y'all both in here at the same time, but it's hard to keep track of the fellas, you know. Lightning McQueen, Sport Brand. Hey, DB Cooper, also a channel member. But that one, he saluted with his right hand. So he must have something going on with this DB Cooper guy. But then this other guy, he saluted with his left hand. So no, it's I got a freaking microphone stand right there. So sometimes my arm is through and sometimes it's, you know, come on, y'all. Don't be weird. Let's see, DB Koopa. Hey, Steve Whoop, brother. Great to see you, man. Appreciate you. Right? Meow. Yeah, Steve Whoop, man. Great to see you. I feel like we've missed a couple streams with you as well. But I do see you in the after chats and the comments, and that's also how I like know who watches the show on replay the next day and the next day. Like when AK Lover, you know, goes and he puts stuff like Replay Mafia, Recapitulation Syndication, Refried Beans, Leftovers, Sloppy Seconds, all that great stuff. You guys are so creative, way more creative than I could ever be. So let's see. Does he? So he does. Okay. All right, so if you guys don't know this, I may, in a minute, I'll grab it. So for dudes out there that are looking for like a really good deal, okay, let me preface this with this. What's your relationship with Linchpin Supply? So we don't like, you know, give money to each other. He doesn't give me money for supporting his stuff. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. If you guys are trying to get very good quality kit for a very low price, usually chest rigs are like $100 or more, depending on what you're getting, right? But Linchpin Supply at linchpin.supply, and right below this, like a dozen messages, Sport Brand, thank you, brother. He dropped the link right there. So the Nezumi chest rig is DLD After Dark. I don't the 80% or I'm not sure what you said there. See, let me go back. Scrap bill going to affect the 19 states that if there are no tax against. Yeah, we'll actually touch on that too. Hey, DB Cooper, freaking nailed it. God's law is greater than man's law. Unfortunately, though, man does what we've done since the beginning of time. It's a story as old as time where men destroy the world. Let's see. I had there it is. Linchpin.supply. 100% Nezumi rigs are in stock. So if you guys are looking for a super inexpensive or very affordable chest rig, the Nezumi chest rig, you can actually cram 12 AR magazines in there. You can also, bro, I don't even know how many MP5 magazines I could fit in there. I could probably fit like literally 30 MP5 magazines in there. Either way, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 6, 9, 12. So you could fit 12 AR-15 pouches or magazines in 4 pouches that do have the buttons and the Velcro, 2 GP pouches on the side, and they have a map pouch inside in his Nezumi rig that is literally the size of the entire chest rig, and it's all padded, super comfortable. And it's not like the typical like 100, $120. It is $59, $59. So if you're looking for a super affordable chest rig that you could just load down like the juggernaut load of magazines, or of course you can pack it with a whole bunch of other stuff. You got room for radios, you got room for equipment, medical, and all that stuff, GP stuff, put other pouches on there, whatever. But check it out. I have one in multicam, and just shortly I'll go grab it here. It's just under a bunch of other stuff. Steve Woob, DB Koopa, love you guys, man. Appreciate all you guys being here. If I missed a channel member, then hey, we did. Not my name, brother. Great to see you also with channel member. Completely a loss, bro. We'll get into it a little bit more. Hey, deplorable bitter clinger, man. Great to see you. Jan 1 is when the no tax starts. Oh, I thought it was like 60 or 90 days. But thank you for that. Let's see. Mike McLuhan Lagoon, Drewski, Linchpin.supply. We are legends, bro. Great to see you. Let's see. Drewski, Kurt 24, Steve Whoop, and making sure I didn't miss anyone here before we jump into it. Replay Syndicate. Nice. I like that. That is indeed dope. Aggie, great to see you. There we go. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal, great to see you as well, my guy. Appreciate you. Why do you take the first like 20 minutes like welcoming all your viewers? Because the viewers are the only reason we do this. Right? We didn't like, I don't do this for me. I could literally do this talking to myself or a friend on the phone or making a hard video and uploading it. I want to talk to you guys. I want to exchange words with you and ideas with you. That's why we're here. But you like the first 30 minutes is like such a waste. The viewers are the whole thing, right? This only exists because of viewers. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Tech Money, brother. Great to see you also with channel member. Appreciate you. And you know what? Shout out before I bring the guest on. My bad to leave you waiting here. I'm gonna say this. Shout out to the channel members that have been channel members for like 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, 40 months. the moment that became an option, which you guys, a lot of you were like, dude, you should do it. We all want to support, which is an incredible way. I mean, thank you. You guys encouraged me to do it. I did it, and you guys have been awesome and committed. Shout out to the channel members that have remained channel members through very difficult times. Dude, the last few years has been exceptionally difficult fiscally, as far as like from a financial standpoint, economically, it's been rough. It's been, so you guys committing to that, I mean, dude, it means more than you will ever freaking know. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Okay, Steve Whoop, Tech Money, Fluffy Bunny, Arsenal, Mike McLuhan, the Goon, Lightning McQueen. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any of the channel members and moderators. Steve Whoop, interrupting Rich. Me, you missed me, bro. Hey, right when I say it, ADXR 920, brother. Remember, for 38 months. Yo, 38 months, my guy. Bro, ADXR 920, thank you, my guy. I appreciate you so much, man, for real. It means a lot. We do more together, and you're supporting your boy. So every time I hit the range, every time I go shooting, every time I post, pictures of this and that and videos of this and the RXM and the y'all are all contributing to all the stuff that we're doing. Thank you. And see, here we go. Mike McLuhan, the Goon, member for 39 months. 39. Ay, Dios mío. Yo, time flies when you're having fun, my guy. You ain't lying. Appreciate you guys so much, man, for real. It means a lot. And look, for a lot of us out there that are struggling, going through really difficult times, right now is a very difficult time, and that's why I'm selling so much stuff. So the fact that y'all are here supporting and all that, I appreciate y'all. I'm not asking for anything. I don't want y'all to like just donate, send money. That's why I'm trying to like sell stuff, so there could be a transaction, a give, like giving of something of value, and then both people receive something. Although I'm grateful for every single one of y'all, for real. So let's go ahead and jump into it. And obviously everyone else, that isn't a member but is still here, I'm very, very grateful for you too. Engage in chat, hang out with your folks, and let's start it. Hey, Lynchpin with the $2. Thank you, brother. Lynchpin supplied $2. Shill money, JK. Now they're all gonna say I'm a shill. See, he made $2, but no, I'll show you my Lynchpin supply chest rig, and you guys will be on game for that for sure. Thank you so much, Lynchpin, brother. Appreciate you, man. Dude, you ain't lying, man. We'll touch on this in a second. Let's do what we came here to do. I have a very special guest coming on today. Now, you guys may have seen him. A lot of times he posts videos very fast on the draw. Some people even say that one day he might be as fast as me. Let's bring in our first guest of the night, your boy, Red Dawn Resistance. Just kidding, Red Dawn Ready.
America, F yeah. If you want your fingerprints and face, just so you can get a suppressor.
America, F you. I mean, that's what they sing to you, right? Yeah, I mean, look, I'll tell you what. When I saw that we were getting the $0 tax stamp, and I knew that I was going to be lucky enough to register my semen DNA and fingerprints and my tongue stamp, just to get.
Text me?
Oh, that was actually really disgusting. Oh, hell no.
See it.
Please don't lick your microphones out there ever. So getting back to it, your fingerprints, DNA, your background checks, and all that. If you're, anyone out there screaming this is a win, it is a travesty when people are like, it's a win, dude. People are on Brandon Herrera's. We're gonna get into it. I'm sorry. If you could do me a favor, Red Dawn, let everyone know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
I am. Oh, you can't see my shirt because I'm wearing a chest rig. But I'm Red Dawn Readiness. And,
nice.
I I saw that Black Scout Survival said that they're sending somebody to Florida. Who was it?
To Florida,
National
yeah.
Guard, Marines deploying to Florida. Something
Marines
might go down, bro. We got Florida Marines here. Florida Marines.
Do you mean, are you talking about CISO? Because I heard CISO were some hardcore mofos. The civilian special operations. But have you heard about CISOCOM?
Yeah.
Civilian Special Operations Command? Bro, they do not play. Hold up. Yo, whoa! Yo, how did I miss this? Okay, my bad. I believe this is Blue Curtain Burner. Sent me a $20 Cash App. It's funny because I took down the Cash App in the corner. I was like, this is in bad taste. I can't keep this up there. Because when people ask, it's easier for me to just go and put it up there. But I took it down.
I'll be able to turn my volume up if I'm a little low, but that should be better. I'll get the
Actually, there's like static in there, almost like the cord is like needs to be like twisted or something.
It isn't a knot, but I didn't think that made a difference much. Maybe it does.
Hold on. Do a sound check.
Mic check 1 2.
Oh, yo, it's crackling like crazy. It's crackling like crazy, my G. And the more I turn it up, my G. Woo!
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, it's echoing like a mug.
Oh.
And now I just turned down the echoing, but the echoing is still echoing. So I believe that was Blue Curtain Burner that sent the first one. No, I'm sorry. My bad. Fluffy Bunny Arsenal just sent a $20 Cash App, bro. Thank you so much for not much, bro, but it helps. Doggy, more than you would ever know, my friend. Thank you so much. And then right behind him, I didn't see both of these. Right behind him, Drewski just sent for you a $50 Cash App, bro. Man, you guys are incredible, dude. You have no idea how much like this helps tremendously.
Sweet stuff.
You're still crackling.
Still crackling.
Yeah. Maybe try to back out and come back in after you back out and come back in. Maybe it'll be back up. Okay, now you're not crackling. So I'm not sure what happened here, but getting back to it, thank you guys, because Tech Money said, I feel you, Dark. Fire sale's over. It's getting rough, man. Doggy, it's a lot of people are seriously struggling right now. All right, let me hear you. There's no sound. Literally no sound. How does this happen? I will say I was having issues with okay, now he's gone. I was having issues with StreamYard before we got started, so maybe that could be the issue, but I think my dark sales network, dark shopping network. Let's see, Corn Pop, Sport Brand, Gord, Lucas Botkin. Let's see, Techno, Steve Whoop, James, Damian Cristo, brother, great to see you, man. Corn Pop, we love you. M. Gabriel, Jaime, Mr. James. Hey, Sport Brand, thank you for doing that, man. Yeah.
Mic check.
1 2 1 2.
Sound a lot better.
Yeah. Bust free stuff. I'm just kidding. That actually sounds great. I don't know what you did or what you changed, but it's perfect. You don't touch it. Robert Ham, yo, I missed your call today, bro, but don't give up faith because I heard your voicemail. It was just too late for me to call, and I actually called a PO box, and they said I didn't have any packages, but maybe it's because it's mail in my box. So because I hadn't made it up there yet, so just hang tight. Can't wait to go up there and check it, which I'm probably gonna have to do tomorrow. So my bad. It's just things have been crazy, bro. I'm y'all know
Yeah, Dark's audio sounds horrible now.
Are you serious?
That sounds better when you said that's. Are you serious? But all of that you said sounded like womp 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 womp. You could hear you, but
It sounds groggy. What?
I think you're better now. I think you're good.
You're clipping. I think honestly, I think something is going on with StreamYard. It has to be something within the relationship of like the software of StreamYard and YouTube. So if there are any issues tonight, I already had some issues just getting this thing started. So I'll do my absolute best. Vulcan Rumble, brother. Good to see you.
You sound good now. Yeah.
You sound good now too. You're good
Awesome.
now. Tavar, great to see you. Vulcan, G23, James, Aggie.
Everybody.
You're clipping, Dark. It's here south of Boston.
Everybody in the club getting pissed off.
Again, going back to it, man, I just want to say thank you so much, gentlemen. Drewski, bro, to send a $50 cash app out of nowhere when you've already done so much, man. Holy crap. Thank you, dude. And then for Dog. And then
shout out to
have
Brother Drew.
Yeah.
Absolutely love getting these from him.
Got one from him sitting in my bedroom, man. Thank you so much, man.
Got
and
one
then,
of these today. Shout out to the brothers. It's
nice.
pretty dope. I might be able to
Spice.
use it as a
Cool.
backer for like the placard. I gotta find some of them are different sizes, but I think it'd be cool to run it. I don't.
If
think
you
I can
have
find
something,
anything that big.
if you have something black that needs to be multicam, that's exactly what that would be helpful with.
It's pretty cool.
But yeah, Fluffy Bunny, brother, man, thank you so much, dude. That all you guys, man, all the support, it means the world to me. So thank you. And let's jump into Red Dawn. Looks like kind of looks like a white Nelly. I've not heard that. Bust out a Band-Aid on your cheek, bro. Let's jump into it. If you could take a moment, just introduce yourself, let everyone know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
Red Dawn Readiness on all platforms, and then also Civilian Outpost on YouTube. It's my backup channel. Go follow it. Maybe one day I will not be shadow banned, demonetized, and I can have channel memberships too. Or you can go to my Rumble and become a channel member, because that is the only place that has welcomed me in the way that I like to speak about things. Yeah, Red Dawn Readiness. Find me. I'm everywhere. 2A boys. What's up, 2A boys? Good to see you, bro. It's been a minute. Happy birthday, America. Keep all your fingers this weekend.
2A boys, what up? I've also missed a bunch of calls from them. I'm so sorry I keep missing you, dude. I want to catch up, miss you, and love your family, and we'll catch up soon. Yeah, I want to, let me take the headphones off first. Hold on. So for those of us out there that enjoy kit, I posted a short the other day showing off some kit, and I think a lot of times we don't put like any like sense of urgency, and we'll get into the topic of the HPA and the short act and the big booty filled bill, but just to kind of touch on some of the, I guess we could call it like more urgent needs, right? We don't know where the world is going, so it's important that all of us have kit that we can grab quickly and all that. Again, there's no relation between me or Red Dawn and like Linchpin Supply and Victos and these companies that we're talking about.
What do you mean, bro? We're brothers from another mother.
We are brothers from another mother. I'm just saying he doesn't give us any kickbacks, right? We're giving you guys this information because this is good stuff that you can buy for super duper. I mean, it's crazy affordable, right? Like that little Victos rig that I showed you guys, I did a short of the other day, is like $100 or $129 or something like that, which it is good, right? It's great. It's low key. But if you need like I don't care if anyone sees that I'm in kit chest rig, this thing has 1, 2, 3, 4 spots for mags. And for those that are curious, yes, 60 round Surefire mags do fit in here. And if you're running metal mags, you can actually fit 12 magazines in here, and it's literally $59 to have a piece of equipment that is full. Hey, there you go. There you go. Dude, it's too cheap to not get one. You know what I
Bro.
mean? And it's completely padded, crazy comfortable. Everything is adjustable. You have your 4 AR mags in the front, 2 GP pouches, and a map pouch that is almost the size of the entire thing. Hold up. You know what? It might be the size of
And what is nice is the map pouch is not like you
It
have
is.
to pull 2 Velcro things apart. I hate that.
It's snaps. 2 little snaps. That's all that it is.
2 little
So,
snaps.
for dudes out there, first off, they call it a minute man because you should be able to get ready in 60 seconds. I know that's hard, bro. I'm just saying. But yeah, dude, for $59,
Most of you guys are
me-
finished in 60 seconds.
what? Find me another chest rig that can hold 12 magazines, 2 GP pouches, and a map pouch that's the size of the entire footprint of the chest rig for under $60. Linchpin.supply, and he's one of the homies. So when we say like support, Goonbeam, support Gideon, support Stifler, support Shogun and Marconi and all the homies because they're the part of the little crew that we got. Dude, Linchpin falls right into that crew as well, so don't forget about him.
Fire!
Yeah, it's definitely super fire. So, how are you feeling about everything with the bill that we were tricked
about
into?
the same way I've felt about how we've been being screwed over for decades. And I mean, am I upset about it? Yeah. I mean, I never thought we were close. Like when someone pulls this, they literally were like laughing at us, right?
Dude,
like
when they saw us, like, call your representatives. You need to call them,
bro. It's a
so
joke.
frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's just not a surprise, I guess. Too good to be true. Maybe something isn't going to go down because I was like, dang, they're just going to give us suppressors and SBRs. Maybe something big's they want to arm us. And now they're like, nah, we don't really want to arm you guys. You're on your own.
The thing is like, I guess, so here's what I thought. When I was looking at this, and when you look at all the other stuff that's in the bill, I was thinking they need us to mobilize to basically carry their water for this time because that's how important this bill is to them. Not the little, firearm related stuff in there, that this bill was so important to them that they needed us to mobilize and become activists for this, short period of time to carry their water and to go to work for them. And I thought it was so important to them to pass the bill that they were going to keep the items being removed from the NFA inside the bill, right? And then the moment that we did, we were all running around, call your representatives, call the Senate switchboard, doing all the stuff that I typically am not fond of being a part of, honestly. And I feel like we were all tricked, and I feel like I fell into the trap too. And there's got to be a reason, okay? So tell me this, okay? Help me make sense of this. So they passed this amendment, which seems to be theater, honestly. They passed this amendment, which appears to be theater, and it's the amendment, the Clyde Amendment, that said that these clearly are taxes. These are tax stamps. There's 1937 Supreme Court precedents saying that these are taxes, right? It was the NFA was created under the tax and spending clause, and all this stuff, right? How could we not get the votes for that amendment, but we got the votes for the bill?
Well,
right? It doesn't make sense.
There's this thing that the government likes to do. It's called they do whatever they want, whether it's legal or illegal. Because we've been under illegal tyranny for a long time. So they're changing the bill at the last minute illegally, even though it's, a tax and they shouldn't be allowed to, and the House passed it. It's like,
that's the other thing.
Man. We have no respect for you guys. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? That's how they look at you.
I saw somebody drop this earlier in the chat. I saw somebody drop hashtag Virginia 2020. That's what needs to be done about it. We literally need to mobilize, put 30,000 dudes at each state's capital in full kit, peacefully protesting
I mean,
and voicing our
I think
displeasure.
we kind of missed we should have done that the moment they altered
It
it.
should have been before. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's because now after the case, what are they going to do, right? I mean, plus, I mean, I don't know what the whole thing is going on with the National Guard and Marines going to Florida. I know that there's always things. If you've ever known anyone that's worked within like the government world and can say stuff but can't say stuff at the same time, I've heard a few people saying things that are definitely concerning, that concern cybersecurity, maybe even potentially water and power and things like that. So who knows what's happening that they're not telling us about. But as far as, even without touching any of that stuff, as far as this bill and as far as what they did to us, and I'm pissed. And yes, the whole parliamentarian thing is BS, but they knew what was going to happen.
They put the blame on the parliamentarian. This was changed well before we even heard that name. They were like, I mean, I honestly don't want to harp on it because like I'm too angry about all kinds of other stuff to be like,
I know.
Oh, how dare they do this to us again for the 950,000th time? Like, they're scum of the earth. Like, they are the scum of the earth, man. And it's just, you know, I've had such a crazy like week. My air conditioner went down, fixed it. Air conditioner went down again, fixed it. I had a hole in my roof where it was leaking water. Went up on the roof in a storm, cut trees down, fixed the roof the next day. Like, I had a great day though, hanging out at Spike's Tactical.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Spikes is dope. I need one of those, dude. I got one of the Spikes. What is it? 9-inch, 37mm launchers in the standalone joint. That thing is fire.
I got to play with some of those today. I got to shoot some stuff in their little back range.
Nice.
I
do want to add one thing though.
How's the can look on stream? Looks good, right?
It looks good. It looks mighty flat, darkish, earthish. I do want to say, is it like on or is it like canted? It looks like a little canted a little bit. Oh, maybe that's a shadow messing with me. Optical illusion, cylindrical illusion. But so here's my thing, and this is where, okay, for me personally, what I've shared about GOA in the past, I've always shared that I've been a fan of GOA. I am a member of GOA. And I pay every month, not like a one-time member to get the card and then just not pay. Every single month I pay for the GOA. I'm a member of the SAF, Second Amendment Foundation, GOA, and the Firearms Policy Coalition, and the VCDL, the Virginia Citizens Defense League. I think that, you know, if you're going to you got to put your money where your mouth is, because if at any point you ever said that there may be a time where you need to grab a rifle, then there may be a time that you need to grab a pen or grab a phone or grab, you know what I mean? Put the work in before putting the work in, right? Before things get that bad and get to that point. But the thing that I'm just so blown away with the GOA is, first off, their thing is no compromise, right? So for them to be like, we're no compromise.
Well, they meant on their finances. They don't compliment on their finances.
We need this to fundraise. But like, to be like, we're the only no compromise, and then be like, yo, check out this dope compromise. That pissed me off. 1, 2, if you're going to, I want you guys to think about this, okay? If you are going into a negotiation, all right, let's say Red Dawn is selling a house and it's $500,000, and I send an offer in, right? I know, right? But let's say I send an offer to Red Dawn, and the offer letter says my offer is $500,000, but I have $550,000 that I've budgeted for.
A jerk.
Yeah, I know, right? Realtors suck. But what would you do if my offer is $500K, but you know I'm willing to go to $550K? What is your counter offer going to be?
I'm going to reject your offer and offer $550.
Bingo, because you know I'm willing to negotiate to that point, which is my whole thing with the GOA. If you guys are saying we are no compromise and we are putting in, you know, we're putting in the Hearing Protection Act and removal of all, sound suppression suppressors and silencers completely pulled off the NFA, and we're getting the Short Act added, which is great, good, positive things, and removal of short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, AOWs from the NFA. But as a what do they say? As a safety net, we're putting in the $0 tax stamp at the bottom as additional verbiage, just in case. Yeah, just as a safety net. So you told them the lowest amount that you're willing to. You're telling them what you're willing to negotiate down to. Why would we even do that? And I say we. Why would they do that? So that was the other point I wanted to get out. But I know it's frustrating. We were let down. And then the thing that pisses me off the most is when I go around and I'm seeing these content creators like, what we need to do is swarm the system and all put in for 100 tax stamps. And that. Why? Why is that a good thing? What we need to do is register more items with the government. It's not a win. I understand. Like we talked about, putting in 5 tax stamps, that's $1,000 that goes to the government. And the only reason they'd be willing to wipe away the $200 tax for each tax stamp is because the tax itself, yes, it's revenue, but the registry, and this is attributed to someone else, another viewer in another chat on John Crumb's channel that said it, the reason they're willing to waive the $200 tax stamp is because the registry itself is priceless.
Yeah, and they have a money printer. They don't care about.
Yeah,
that registry is so that they can eventually either add things to it now that they can say, oh, we can alter the NFA and say $0, right? Now they can come back and say, well, guess what? We're going to add pistols to it, and that's a $0 tax stamp. Don't worry about it. Forget about it.
It's a zero.
Bro,
with a one day approval, you'll be approved like this.
This is why, though, like stockpiling is a good thing. You obviously, if you're going to stockpile SBRs and stuff, but like there's other things, but. It's just a mess, bro. Like we live in a joke of a society. Yeah. I don't want something drastic to happen, but like something drastic needs to happen because we're headed down a road of crap. Like just because we're comfy is like people are like, yes, you don't know how bad war is. Yes, I get that. But it's also like weird living in the Truman Show where they're constantly watching you. You have to give your fingerprints. Like what are the options? Like what are the options of our lives? Either full-on tyranny and pawnship and submission to the beast, or the thing that everybody is So
I know, and that's the thing. It sucks. It's like none of us none of us have a desire to go down that road, right? None of us have a desire to live in a world in constant battle and lose everything that every other generation before us worked for, right? But I agree. It kind of feels like something needs to happen for them to realize, whoa, right? It's like the bully at school. If the bully at school never gets punched in the face, he's never going to learn the lesson to be like, okay, I should stop bullying these people, because if I don't stop, then I'm going to get punched by DLD's going to punch me. Red Dawn's going to punch me. And he doesn't even have to throw a punch for real, but he just has to show me that he's willing to. And sometimes a punch does need to be thrown.
I mean, I think it's like a pimp. Like we are the whore prostitutes and they're the pimps, and they think that they can slap you around, give you the rules, like get your ass back out there and get my money. Like, bro, I'm telling you, man.
I'll give you a little something. I'll give you a little double cheeseburger. I'll give you, and then.
No, we're the wrong generation for this nonsense. To be honest with you,
sad, but that is like the most perfect analogy. Period. And it's terrible. Like I don't enjoy hearing that, but that is straight up the best example that that exists, right? It's like like where the term shilling comes from, right? The term shilling comes from so everyone would crowd around the what do you want to call it? The town square, the market, whatever, the castle, when the king was giving his speech and telling them about, the almost like the when a president addresses the union, right? The State of the Union. And what they would do is they would place these hey, nice, someone shout out, someone just bid on one of my eBay items. Here, I'll drop the link for you again. Thank you guys, appreciate y'all. They probably just want my return address. I'm just kidding. It's going to be the PO box. You're welcome. But what they would do is they would put plants in there, right? And people would accept a shilling or shillings from the king or the king's men to go repeat what he was saying and go basically spread the gospel. I hate to use that word, but the gospel, whatever the king was saying. So they were shilling for the king, right? So this is the same shit. That's what they want. They want, I almost slipped in a curse word. I'm doing my best to not curse. I'm working on it. But yeah, it's the same thing. Like, that's what they want. They want those. And please believe, I promise you that those subverters and those people, they're out there. And most times they're out there for free. They're not getting those shillings. What they're getting is social benefits. They're getting social benefits from social media, from companies, from sponsors, from whatever. They're getting paid to protest. Whatever it is, there are benefits tied within that BS.
Yeah, I mean, so Lightning Scott says, what about the generation that let it happen in the first place? I mean, most of them are dead and gone, man. They're dead and gone, and you know what? The weak men create hard times. The hard times create strong men. That's just how the cycle goes. Like, looking back, and I'm telling you guys, looking back at anybody right now, it ain't gonna fix it. There's only one face in that mirror that can fix stuff that's happening. Yeah. And it's our faces. And
it's easy
it is what it is.
And also, you know what, like when we're talking about blame shifting, it is definitely easy to look at our parents and grandparents and be like, how could you let this happen? You were an adult during 1968.
I was at Woodstock, bro. Woodstock was coming in 1969. I was on some other stuff. My hair was down to my back. Yeah. I was trying to boogaloo. We were doing a different boogaloo back then.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too, because there's some really interesting things that line up time-wise. Just to back up those, so Garen Wilson, forget about the tax stamp. It's the registration that's BS. So when I refer to the tax stamp, that's what I'm referring to. It's not the tax stamp itself. It's not the fact that it's a tax, which is legally wrong, right, and morally wrong, and literally goes against not only Supreme Court precedents but also the Constitution itself. You cannot tax a God-given right. But I digress. So when I mention tax stamps, I'm referring to the registration, because it is the registration that's a problem. If it's just a tax and it's just like I paid an excise tax today on some juices. I didn't have to register anything, right? On some pods or whatever you call them, right? On e-cig BS.
I don't even like when if you go to the gas station and buy like anything, beer, tobacco, and they're like, can I see your ID? And I'm like, yeah, you can look at it. And I'm like, they grab it and scan it. And, bitch, you can't read the date. You don't know what 21 years old date is. You got to scan it. Why are you scanning it? Where's this information going?
Yeah.
Every place you go. Oh, would you like to put in your phone number so that way we can, track all of your orders for you? Man, I'm so sick of this shit, bro. The thing is, guys, it's only gonna get worse and worse and worse. And I'm honestly, I'm tired of complaining about it. I really am.
And that's
at the point where I just hate bitching about it, because I know it's not gonna change a damn thing. It's like, who's ready to sell their houses and I'll go buy land? and call it,
Bro.
you know, Ruby's Ridge
Waco
Line.
2.0. Ruby's Ridge Line. Waco 2.0. Way can't. Yo, but like one of the things I was going to touch on, and you reminded me, sorry, it's easy for me to get sidetracked, but it's easy for us to say like, oh, but my parents, you know, you were a grown man during the 1968 Gun Control Act and you did nothing. Or, you know, my grandparents or great grandparents or whatever, they were grown men during the 1934, NFA BS. Right?
You know, I do get that they, like, bro, first of all, they didn't spend hours talking about this stuff like we do face to face from all over the country, right? They heard the mainstream news cycle. They didn't have, most of them weren't like donning body armor, helmets, night vision, they weren't like, felt like a militia. Right? Yeah. And a J frame. And then they're like, oh, who cares, man? I got my shotgun. They can't
probably
take
like
that.
K frame or an L frame, but
you know, like it was just their people don't realize how, and I don't even want to say how good we have it. I meant like how much of a joke it was back then for the government to control. The internet and companies being able to sell online and mail it to your front door and
the branch Floridians. Yes, bro, that's what it is. Yo, you know what we need to do? We need to literally buy like at least 40 acres. I would prefer much more, but at least 40 acres.
And a mule.
And and fast for 40 days. But what we need to do is get a building or build something and just call it Branch in Florida. And then if the building is called Branch and it's a bunch of Floridians, it'd be the Branch Floridians. That's
bro,
perfect.
I'm gonna start making shirts that say the Branch Floridians.
Dude, that would be pretty fire. But that's okay. Sorry, so I'm getting back to it. Drewski, good to see you back, bro. I don't know if you saw it. I said thank you for the Cash App earlier, man. Thank you. That means a lot, brother. You've already done so much. All you guys have already done.
Absolutely.
It's like we blame our parents, grandparents, and great grandparents, and all that. But really, it's who's allowing it, who is accepting this, who is actively, intentionally engaging in this. We are. We all are. We're allowing it. We're allowing it every day. And when I came on here the other night, and I was like, I'm so pissed. I want to, personally, organize a protest and a rally and full kit, and just like Virginia in 2020, and yada yada yada, and all that. But it's like, oh, if DLD were to do that, it'd be like, oh, he's Fed posting or this or that, and like, I can't be like, you know what, all of us should, go somewhere and exercise civil disobedience in mass numbers. Okay, all right. So let's think about that for a second. First off, I can't and shouldn't tell anyone to do anything that's against the law. I actually actively encourage you guys to only follow all federal, state, local laws, regulations,
constitutional
sanctions. But that's the thing. I mean, I literally can't tell people to break the law, but they're breaking the law literally every single day.
Unless it's the law to break the law. What if it's the law to break the law?
And then not only the law, the constitutional law, but the law of nature and nature's.
You mean like AI?
God.
AI's nature?
Oh, dude.
The natural AI.
We're AI definitely rights. Not going to do anything positive tonight. I'll tell you what. There's everything is going to be complaining.
This is why I try to stay calm, because telling you guys, have you seen me get pissed off?
Oh, dude,
it's
If you think some of our streams are spicy, man, you should hear some of the conversations we have, bro.
Yeah, someone's listening to them.
For sure. Welcome. WB means welcome back. Fixing problems of wearing shoes or boots a lot. In 1934, they were all sitting around in their parents' basements playing Call of Duty. You know what it was? They don't have they didn't have the
They were
velocity
playing
of,
Risk, like the
yeah,
actual board game.
the actual board game Risk. Dude, I used to play that as a kid. There's actually some good tactics you can learn in that, but I mean, back then, like what we have nowadays is like the velocity of information. Shout out to the safety doc. The velocity of information that we have nowadays is so high. We could literally read about what's going on across the entire globe in like a little, snippet in, a half an hour. And now, granted, it's going to be mostly BS from mainstream media and, some alt media and here and there, but they had scuttlebutt back then. They had rumors. They had, a little of this here, a little of that there. And like, dude, I'm curious, when the National Firearms Act passed in 1934, how many years did it take for people to find out that
Did
what
they
they had
even
was
know it
illegal?
happened? Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
did they
you know what I'm saying? I mean, Miller, the shotgun case happened like 3 years after it or something like that, right? And then their case back then, their argument was, well, a sawed-off shotgun is not a piece of military armament, and the Second Amendment, to protect civilians from tyrannical government, should only protect military arms. Fast forward nearly 100 years, and they're saying, no, the Second Amendment cannot protect military arms. You cannot have, arms that are similar
So
to
sawed-off shotgun it is,
Right?
Like,
That's what I'm
look,
saying.
bro,
Well,
any way you slice this, I'm gonna have something you don't like. So
yeah. And, I know all right, we have braces, right? We have some things. So there's things that we have that I'm grateful for, but then we lose the national injunction thing, which in some cases I agree with. We lose the national injunction case, and then all of a sudden it's like, bro, if okay, I wouldn't completely disagree with it if it didn't totally unglue everything from the past, right? Like, so we have all these injunctions and all. Well, so what happens with the injunction that says, these things are now, serialized items, right? Like, okay, does that, I mean, that's technically not an injunction, it's a ruling, but I don't know. It's just, it's all of these things that are being set up can only end badly for all of us. I could see them coming back in the future, adding things to the NFA like that, and just being like, well, it's just a $0 registration for your ARs and your AKs and your shotguns and your handguns and all that. Or it's just
easily,
with
bro, easily 30-round magazine, $0 registration, everything. Like, bro, I'm sick of it.
Look what they did with machine guns. They priced people out of machine guns with the Brady pre-May of '86 the Brady. Oh my goodness, Hughes Amendment. Sorry, with the Hughes Amendment, right? So okay, so now an M16 lower is like $40,000. So are they going to just come back and say, okay, tax stamps for $25,000 because of Biden inflation, or like what? Like, it just, man, I don't like any of it. And for so long, these fools didn't even know.
There we go. I
What
think
was it?
when I'm talking kind of like while you're talking, your audio picks up, and like when you're just going by yourself, it goes like underwater
really?
a little bit. Yeah.
There we go. Boom. We need more of that. I'm gonna get a face tat that says I will not comply. But of course, I'll only use Virginia State lawful ink, because I'm just kidding. BAR I saw for sale was 15 grand just for semi-auto, bro. I know, dude. I saw a semi-auto MP5 and 10 millimeter. Guess how much it was?
7,000.
Actually, literally, exactly $7,000.
I work in a gun shop.
Yeah, it's like Kelly
I
Blue Book
could
right
guesstimate.
Guess how much I'm about to get.
I don't even have to be like, how much is
back.
that? I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I know.
I'm saying.
Not for me, maybe for me.
Yeah, that's funny. But I will
I'm even done buying guns.
You and me both, man. I'm selling a rack of stuff, man. It was painful to say goodbye to the Scorpion Evo 3 S1, man, and I got like a bajillion mags with it.
I'll probably cry if I sell the KP9, but I should sell it.
Yeah, it's tough, man. One of the issues is that like a lot of my high dollar firearms are NFA items, and it's not like an AR where you could just pull the SBR lower off, keep that, and it's like a $100 item. It's like an AK, which is like I'm not swapping that lower out, right? And then the SIG 556 SBR, which the upper portion is the registered piece. That's an SBR, and then the whatchamacallit, the super shorty, the 6.5-inch 12 gauge, and then
what's up? So is AOW's also $0 tax stamp? I believe it is.
I mean, it was only a $5 tax stamp before. The thing that I really wanted to look, and this is not going to be a popular opinion.
Cooper.
Red Dawn, you unload your house.
I wish, man, and now I don't know where I'd really be headed, and I don't know. You know, I could probably just go out to the woods and find somewhere like in the mountains of West Virginia to live, but then I have to figure out how to still pay for things. Yeah, it's 4 ponchos.
4 ponchos, bro.
Yeah. So,
am I echoing now?
No, I think you sound good. You were for a little bit when I stopped you, but you sound better.
That's crazy.
You weren't really echoing. It just sounds like you're diving underwater.
Yeah, 10 millimeter MP5 is extremely rare for sure. Yeah.
Did anybody else? Yo, Bob, good to see you, man. I sent you a message on Instagram. Check it out, because I got some plans for something, and I hope you got my message.
Local shop has a semi-auto 249 assault for $10,000. So a massive 20-pound AR-15 for 10 grand.
Did anybody else notice that Primary Arms website crashed for the Blemula sale for Geisy Blems?
Yeah, Geisley Super Duties. Okay, one of the best firearms on the market for a direct gas gun AR-15.
Yeah, for sure.
Is a Geisley Super Duty. For when it comes to value, what you get, and the money spent. Absolutely. Straight up, hands down,
the best of the best of the best value to price. And I heard that they sold the company.
Who you talking about? Geisley?
Uh-huh.
You're talking about Anderson?
Geisley.
I didn't hear anything about that, but I've also been quite disconnected. I
heard it was earlier this year.
It could be. I'm not sure. I know that a lot of things have been changing.
D. Wilson bought it.
D's nuts.
I don't know, man. I got some insider information from a highly prestigious, knowledgeable gun connoisseur.
You might.
And I heard Geisley's been bought by D. Wilson.
Dang. Rather have a fight light up or there's actually at one of the local shops where I have a bunch of items on consignment currently, they have a 9mm upper with like a trash bag full of links. And dog, that would be nuts to just have a 9. Granted, I'd want a battle rifle cartridge like 5.56 or 7.62 for any type of waka waka fun. But man, I would really a 9mm would be fun too, because like the Scorpion, the 9mm Scorpion. With the can and the binary trigger is just crazy fun. The 9mm MP5 of the binary trigger is crazy fun. It's just like waka 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 waka. But bro, throw an FRT in that thing. And even though, and we got to talk about this too. Love my FRT, right? That's an injunction kind of too, right? Or that's an agreement with the DOJ. So who knows what's going to happen with that? But the other thing that they're working on is an FRT for a standard MP5 lower. Now I'm going to set that aside for a moment because deep in my heart, I don't want to personally support the FRT 15 for, you know, the
Rare
just
breed.
as
You mean
a
the company that is suing everybody else like they're the ATF for making freaking anything that goes brrr, anything.
There's
Same design, doesn't matter.
different design. Yeah, even if it doesn't infringe on their patent, if it simulates a forced reset outcome,
If it
there's
has
a
the
problem.
word "the" that is in their patent or the word "as" that's already in their patent, then they're probably going to sue you.
If
If it goes
a gunshot occurs when you pull the trigger, that infringes on the Graves patent, and they're going to sue you. And the crazy thing here is that, okay, Tim Hoffman of Hoffman Tactical made a super safety, which is a genius item. Okay, dude is an absolute genius. It, like, literally
Absolute
cut the
genius.
corner off of a trigger and put a little doohickey with the old school, you know, shotgun style safety, and burp, and it's crazy, right? They served him a cease and desist when it is completely none of what he. By the way, he didn't make it and then manufacture it and sell it. He literally just made a file with a how-to guide, and they sent him a cease and desist. Now they eventually were like, okay, you know, hands off. We're not going to do anything, right? But like, bro, I understand how important property law is. I understand how important patent law is, and I know they're saying, well, we need to you know, at least send out cease and desist and get royalties from this, because yeah, they've been drained fighting the ATF and DOJ in court. I get that, and I believe that ownership and property, you know, property rights and intellectual property is important. But bro, to go after every single person that's selling super safeties, to go after every single person that's selling items that don't even infringe on the Graves patent, it's a terrible thing to do. You're rotting the community out. You are, and this may be like whatever people call a hot take, right? Dude, Rip Curl, what's up, brother? I'll tell you straight up. Oh man, I don't know if I'm selling my G21, bro. I'd consider it, maybe. I'm carrying my Glock 30 right now. It's in my waistband, 11 rounds of 45. But dude, the reality is that like things like this destroy our community from within worse than the ATF and the DOJ and the government and all the things that we've been talking about fighting against. I hate that they're doing this, and I hate that we have infiltrators into our community that are attacking us from within. You're literally draining the community.
Man, it's I don't
And
know.
what are your
dude.
thoughts on Rare Breed and the way they're handling the whole anyone that makes anything that smells like their product?
I think it's fake and gay. I do. That's what I think. I think it's just not. I just don't think it's how you conduct things, man. I just don't think that that's how you roll. Like, that's just not how I roll. Like, I'm not gonna try to tax everybody else for whatever I went through, or I don't know. I mean, you guys are back in business. Sell your product. Freaking $500 for a trigger is like
crazy.
What do you think you're selling? Geisley bolt carrier groups over here? Like,
no, right?
Like, it's ridiculous.
But this is,
I think majority of things in our society, it's just a pile of like, this is like, gosh.
yeah, that's one of the things we hit on, Armsman. That is a piece of it. But it's also kind of ridiculous when you go after other companies that are like a couple of kids selling super safeties that are completely different than the Graves patent.
I don't know, man.
Facts, corn pop, don't beat up on freedom.
Not to mention that there's like a fake Rare Breed website out there that has their logo on it. Like, how are you're not trying to stop that? You're not mad that someone might be trying to give you money and there's a normal customer out there who's getting ripped off and money stolen from them?
It's a scam site?
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy, especially at $500 a pop or more. If you go on Gunbroker, there's fake. I mean, you can see like these accounts are popping up with 0 transactions, and they're posting like 100 listings with rare breed triggers. It's like, bro, come on.
Because they
I got
know
one.
people are desperate to get the product, and
Yeah.
it's just, what is Rare Breed doing now? Suing anybody that makes something that burrs.
Yeah,
Rare Breed got triggered.
for real. Yeah. All those go fast trigger folks seem sketch. Yeah, I mean, it definitely. Look, if there's one thing we know, it's that at least. Okay, let me say this differently. From, in my opinion, and this is DLD speaking only in my opinion, if there's one thing that I can count on that I know, it's that Lawrence DeMonico several times got on live streams, shorts, videos, and lied to your face and lied to my face, and I just accepted it, right? So like, just that alone, if someone is willing to be dishonest, I'm not down with that. Now, personally, when I'm talking about like the MP5 FRT trigger, I'm like, man, I'm super tempted because they're in production on that now. Personally, I'm super tempted to get something like that because honestly, I don't want to have to get a Lee Sporting lower and an FRT and then a freaking sear trip and like all this other stuff. Like I don't want to have to go through that when it would be the same cost or less just to get one that would work in my current lower as well. Plus, I went to my buddy's who's an SOT, and man, I got to handle his full auto, full size MP5. Oh, bro, that thing is just so nasty, so nasty. I'm sure drama will unfold at goals. Oh, for sure. P38 Wilbur, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Yeah, you know what? It probably will, and I'll be there for it. And I'm sure some people are going to be like, "Yo, we don't like stuff that you said," and I'm going to be like, "You know what? That's a good point. Do me a favor and slop on my knob, like corn on the cob."
Is anybody on standby for 4th of July? Like, are you guys celebrating 4th of July? Like,
Yeah, let's talk about
America, F yeah. Or are you guys like, is there going to be an attack? Is there,
Yeah,
are
there's
you
been a
watching
lot
the
of
skies? Like,
there's
how you
been
guys
lots
feeling?
of chats about that. Lots of comms coming through. Kites being passed about the potential of an attack on July 4th. And dude, I mean, there's been what I would consider to be, terror attacks, right? Like mass tragic events. The whole firefighter incident, we'll just call it that. Yeah, I mean, I think there's never a time that we should be, called sleeping behind the wheel.
So I was
DB,
talking to this
what up?
police officer because I was at the gun store. I was working behind the counter. And there was an officer in there, and one of the guys, he's like a friend of the store. He comes up to him. He's like, "Hey, I just wanted to ask you a question. So we have a security guard, and he wears like a badge by his gun on his hip, and I was wondering what you thought of that, and if that was okay for him to do." And he's like, "Well, I mean, there's security guard badges and whatever, but." So I asked him, I'm like, because he started getting into like, well, honestly, we don't really care what the hell you're wearing. If you have a big American flag on your chest, like, we don't care. When we come in, like, you need to put your weapon down. You need to, like, or you might get clapped. And I was like, well, have you heard about, like, what Sarah Adams was talking about, where, like, there might be attacks where people are wearing police uniforms, people are wearing firefighter uniforms, first responder uniforms,
EMTs. You remember that movie, The Kingdom?
Yeah.
Bro,
Yep.
so I'm going to let y'all know right now. And this, I mean, this is like 20 years old, right? There, granted, this was overseas, right? But there was a large explosion that had occurred. And then everyone thought, oh my goodness, this is so terrible and tragic. And they did their thing. and then they were riding around in police uniforms, and they were blasting at a softball game, and then whatever. And then they ended up waiting for all the first responders to get there and all the people to come, go through the evidence and all that. And then when they were all around this ambulance, they clacked off the real attack, which was a massive, massive boom. So yeah, I mean, I could totally see things like that happening where, they do use either people that are actually in those roles, or other people find a way to procure police uniforms.
Well, if you remember a few months back, there was like an apartment complex. I think it was Chicago, and there was like a black lady. She went in and she was like, "I seen all these police uniforms and firefighter like they had a spot that they found one like where they had everything that they were building, costumes, and boom, you don't hear nothing about it. It's like, so we found it and confiscated it, and that's it, guys.
Yeah,
like who owned the apartment? What was the name? And were you tracking if anybody came back? Like, how did y'all OPSEC yourselves? And this is on freaking the news the next day, and you weren't like, this needs to be an investigation, not like, guess what we found, everyone? Let's just tell you for 5 minutes, and then we'll change the news story anyway. Like, bro, if you're gonna tell me that, like, you might as well have done an investigation and watched to see who comes in, set up cameras, done anything besides blast it on the news.
It's all a bunch of dumb state boys that are just like, look what we found, right? Thinking that they stopped something when all they're doing is telling the other 20 people that may be involved in that situation to like, hey, you're burned, so dip out, And once those people are burned, they're like, that's it. You could have done an investigation, found out who else was involved and all that, but instead you had to put out your info to be like, look what we stopped. And then like that. So there was another article. There was that dude in, I think like Cali or something that had like 100 guns, and they said like 10,738 rounds of ammo.
That guy was like an 85-year-old old man.
Bro, I'm like, why does the ammo matter? Why does the ammo? If y'all came and inventoried what I had in my house, you would think that I am like the next coming of evil. Like it is, and I'm prepping for good. All right, I'm prepping. I'm living every single day, walking with Christ to the best of my ability. I'm a flawed man, and I'm a sinner, and I'm doing my best. I'm also reborn in Christ, and I've died in sin. Anyway, they would think that
just be
I'm
hedging inflation.
Yeah, for real.
Even if you don't care about being prepared, like buying stuff when it's cheap is smart to do. Like if you have the money, get it when it's cheap. Like, I don't know. It's the thing is we live in this country where we can buy stuff and sit on it and nothing happens, and we're like, we'll just keep stockpiling it until it does happen. But it's like,
yeah, I'm gonna keep shooting, and I'm gonna keep doing everything. Nice, dude. Thank you to whoever is bidding on my stuff on eBay. You guys rock. Here, I'll share the link again. So DB Cooper says, Dark, odds of an FF or a real deal event tomorrow. What do you think? False flag or real deal?
I think the FFs and the real deals have been just blended into the same thing. By FF we mean not a natural real event, right? Like we mean it's not like organic. Their
MK Ultra number was activated and they went to work.
Yeah, it's like this has been planned for quite some time. Real deal. But I just think that there's definitely a chance, bro. Every day we wake up, there's a chance. Think about 9/11. You woke up and all of a sudden you turn on the TV and boom.
Missiles are hitting.
The world's changing, guys. Guess what? Yeah, guess what, y'all? Half of y'all men are going off to war. You're going to sign up willingly. And then the rest of you guys, we're going to like check your underpants when you get on a plane. And we need to implement Real ID. And we're going to have the Patriot Act. Like, bro, I'm not saying that
all of your phone calls, text messages, emails. We're going to be monitoring all CCTV.
Did you see what happened on TV? We have to control you even more now.
Oh
you.
yeah. I mean, there's never been any like, anything that we've heard throughout all of history about like, freedom and security and, the balance of the two ever. J Paz, what up? What up? Good to see you, man. How's the elbow doing? Actually, it's doing a lot better. I can now, shoot. I can go out and draw, shoot, reholster, draw, shoot, reholster like 1,000 times. And I mean, it starts getting a little like, a little sore after a bit of use, but way better than before. And honestly, crazy thing, almost all of it was diet, hydration, and collagen, and doing eccentric exercises where you're doing like the opposite of like curling, right? You're doing small amounts of weight like the other direction, stretching the muscle out. That's been a huge piece of it.
So which when you start saying stuff like that, I get giddy. But eccentric movements and strength training actually tears your muscle fiber like almost 70% more than a concentric exercise. So you build so much more strength from eccentric movements than concentric movements. And just so you guys know, so you understand what he explained, like when you do a bicep curl, eccentric is the elongation of the muscle. You're tearing more fibers. When you have a concentric movement, you're constricting and shortening the muscle, right? But you actually tear more muscle fibers, which come back stronger and build from eccentric movements. So like if you were going to get really strong on a bench press, one of the best things you can do is have a super strong dude that can put a crap ton of weight on you, and you just bring it down and he helps you bring it up. Like most people are focused on how much weight they can push on a bench press, but bringing it down constantly builds much more strength, size, and tears more muscle fibers.
Interesting.
But you can also get injured doing that, so be careful.
Yeah, I actually dislocated my shoulder, and my boy pulled the bar off me, and when I rolled off the bench, it popped it back into place.
Did you dislocate it on the way down or on the way up?
So this was like, come on, you got one more in you. You got one more in you, right? So I was like, all right, and I was like literally like almost at the top, and the left side was like that, and it just wham. And my boy was looking at some booty. He was not even paying attention to me. So he ended up getting the bar up, and I was like literally like, I mean, that pain, especially when it happens like that.
You should have just pushed it off with your good arm and then go the other direction.
Bro, I rolled right off, and the bench was right under my shoulder, and it literally, you could hear it go like right back in place, bro. Yeah,
ball joints are tricky. Hips and shoulders.
Yeah, I learned a lot. That's back when I was, it was a long time ago. So I learned about that, and I don't know a whole lot about that. I'm like just on my, getting back into the journey of, physical fitness, taking care of myself and all that. And at that time, I was pumping myself with, collagen and what's the stuff that you drink? Electrolytes. Goodness, sorry. So collagen, electrolytes, staying super hydrated, but not just drinking water for water's sake and pissing it out. Like being more disciplined.
You eat a lot of fish too, man. Fish oils and all that stuff's good for your joints. And a weird old school secret is drinking gelatin. Take gelatin.
A lot of collagen.
Take gelatin packets, put it in some water, stir it up, and drink it. Really good for your joints.
I would not think to do that ever. But yeah, I mean that's that like going through that experience of the tendon damage, and then like taking nearly 4 months to get better. Like that taught me a lot, and it also taught me that like I don't ever like feel old, right? but it was a reminder of like, okay, you have less control of your body as you get closer to 40, and so on and so on. And I know a bunch of y'all in chat are well beyond 40, so I know a lot of you are literally typing right now, oh, you just wait, buddy, but it was just a reminder of like, you got to take care of yourself. I want to be here for whatever may come. I want to be here for my daughter. I want to be here for my family and all that. So
and yeah. Not that I'm giving it this, none of this is medical advice. I am not a professional. Seek a doctor. Let your doctor tell you everything. Whatever other disclaimer.
Two dudes talking. We are not the authority on anything.
You want to know one really good thing that'll help your breathing too, or clear your lungs out?
Not vaping.
Well, yeah, definitely don't smoke.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I don't smoke.
Zanty,
good to see you, brother.
But cream of tartar and orange juice, dude, you'll be like, how does this make me breathe so good? But it will.
What?
And that's not medical advice or medical knowledge for anyone besides theoretical entertainment.
None of us give advice, and if you take advice from us, you're stealing. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a game changer, but it also told me like
52, 53.
how much I was training to get my draw right. And actually, Red Dawn and I talked about this, and I was like, it's funny, like I just recently realized like what the thing was that made me want to start getting very good and very accurate and very fast with my draw, and in that order, right? Become good and accurate, and then through that become fast. And it was this show that came out in 2014, and it may be cheesy or whatever, right? But it was something like after having the incident where I had to draw my gun on this dude, it kind of made me think like, all right, he had a knife, right? What if he didn't have a knife? What if he had a gun? And what if it was a race? What if it was a race to see who's fastest and who's most accurate and all? And it kind of made me think, right? But around that time, like 2014, there was this show that came out called Justified. And anybody out there that knows the name of the U.S. Marshal that was in Justified, he's played.
Was it Tim Kennedy?
Absolutely not. He was too busy with backpacks filled with grenades, lying about everything.
I mean, he's like the most experienced guy that you will find in the entire world, according to himself.
Dude, he trained the SEALs.
He found Hitler.
Yeah, he actually trained the SEALs that were clapping when we got the $0 tax stamp. Sorry, my bad. There was this.
Tim Kennedy killed Hitler all 3 times, and then he found him.
Yeah. I heard he was actually related to him as well. But
probably. I wonder if he's related to the Kennedys.
Ooh, dude, we have a new conspiracy. Hey, T for Tejas. Raylan Givens, yes! Yo, my man. See, T for Tejas knows what's up, brother. So in this show, this dude, Raylan Givens, is basically this super badass U.S. Marshal, and dude is he's a modern day gunslinger, right? So his tool of choice for most of the show was a Glock 21. He started out with a SIG 226, went to a Glock 17 and a Glock 21. And it's funny because they actually show you every time he gets in shootings, he has to surrender his weapon and tell the story. And then they're like, what are you going to get now? So it's kind of a funny process. But, you get to see like, okay, dude drawing versus dude drawing, right? The never draw from the drop thing, right? It's like, who's better, who's faster, who's most accurate, right? You can never be fast enough to lose in a gunfight, or too fast to lose in a gunfight, whatever it is. And it's like, man, like when you start carrying a gun when you're younger, and like you're 21 or so, or maybe when you're like 16, 15, 16, you start thinking like, okay, I have something on me that's going to give me an edge, right? I have something on me that's going to protect possibly me, my family, my loved ones, you know, my daughter and all that. And then and you got like 17 kids, 30 chickens, and that it's important to have a gun.
I'm down to 1 chicken.
Really?
Yeah,
Foxes?
I think I'm going to slaughter them tomorrow on 4th of July.
That's a pretty American AF thing to do.
Yeah.
On the 4th of July? Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
And then I'm going to knock my coop down and destroy my chicken hatchery.
But you still got like the avocado tree. You still got like a bunch of other stuff.
It put a hole in my roof, the avocado tree.
Right. That's right. You told me that.
Thanks, avocado tree.
Yeah. Sustainment kills. All right.
I should have trimmed the tree much sooner than I did. I let it get out of hand, and that is my fault.
Avocados are banging. But just to finish this thought, right? You start carrying a gun, and it's like, okay, I have a tool on me that can give me an edge. That if I get in a situation, right? You in the beginning, you don't think of like how fast I can get it because it's immediately available to you. It's in your waistband. You get to draw it and at your discretion if you need to, out of fear of death or grievous bodily harm or whatever, right? But then it's like, well, hold on. You know, we always say like, okay, think of like the old school, you know, battles and skirmishes back in the day. It was just 2 lines of dudes walking close to each other, just like blasting. It's like, hey, whoever wins, whoever loses.
I heard
like,
if you say I'll be a huckleberry, you will cut your time down by at least 0.4 seconds.
At least, but you have to be stroking your mustache while you with earwax on your fingertips. But dude, just watching that, even though it's a fictional BS show, it made me think like, man, I may be like not belly to belly, but like, you know, literally staring at somebody, you know, we may be face to face, whatever, 5, 10, 7, 15, 25 yards apart. And it may come down to who's faster, who's more accurate. And, you know, and that's why I started working on the draw back in 2014, 15, that time frame. And here, still working on it to this day in 2025. And I'm still working on it. And I'm still not good enough, in my opinion. But going back to it, it was like, man, when I was like, okay, I got under 3 seconds, you know, under 2.5, under 2.25, under 2, under 1.75, under 1.5. And that's like John Correa says under 1.5 is a professional standard. And, you know, like it was a whole process. And then you start changing gear, changing equipment, changing gun belts, changing holsters, changing, you know, leather or kydex or whatever. And then you start adding in different equipment, right? Like that Fat Tac holster is super fast to draw from, but you got a full size gun with the red dot and a light on it. Psh, what? So yeah, but training, actual training, not just, you know, racking holes into a silhouette in an indoor range is super important.
Which putting holes through paper in indoor range is important too, especially
Sure.
if that's
all
you have access to, man. It's just
I still do it.
Yeah, I mean
like
whatever you have, find a way to get better with it. That is the key there, is like, don't waste time. You are getting older. Your equipment's getting older. Like you are never going to be better than you are today. You are never going to be younger and more capable than you are in this moment. Don't wait for any reason to get better. Just keep getting better.
Yeah.
Fluffy Bunny, I'm down chickens because A, my Belgian Malinois loves to eat chickens. B, possums like to eat chickens. Raccoons like to eat chickens.
Raccoons are brutal.
I also have 5 dogs and 5 kids, and I cannot give them the attention. Wait, no, not 5 kids. 3 kids. But sometimes I'm a kid, and my wife's sometimes my kid. So there's 5 of us kids that I have to give attention to. And yeah, it's just a lot of stuff between my job, the house, the dogs, the family. taking care of chickens. Like I wouldn't be on this stream right now if I really dedicated as like I would be. I'd be
Full
full.
homestead.
I would be like full on military time. Like I'm going
Yeah.
to bed sundown. I'm going to bed. I ain't talking to nobody on earth. I have no time to open my mouth. Like, so
Yeah.
I've had to cut some things, but.
This is an excellent point. Drew says, I'm slow, but I'm accurate. Hold on. Did I see another one?
I'm not as fast as I want to be, but I'm very accurate. And
So-
I just keep trying to cut time and efficiency. I think the biggest thing about being fast is not really being fast.
Mhm.
It's about being efficient. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And smooth is about efficient and
I
not
like
wasting
that.
movements.
Did you make that up?
I did. Yeah, I'm the first
I
to
did.
ever say it.
Right now, actually. I made that up
Yeah.
right now. Yeah.
Just
Slow
came
is
to me.
smooth and smooth is fast. Yeah,
Actually,
done.
I got it from Tim Kennedy.
No.
He invented all things.
Because he was slow with
Tactical.
the grenades. Right?
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
I think that's
Shout
what he
out.
says about like lying. Is like if you lie slow and smooth, it'll come out and really hurt you fast.
It's funny because he you can tell when he's telling a story and he's like, back when it's like, why did you just take like a 12-second pause? Okay. Or when he's super fast with it, it's like, chill out. All right. We know you're fronting in the rental. Come on. But okay, so Drew, this is an excellent point. There's actually a lot of data, and Red Dawn and I had gone back and forth watching videos and stuff and looking at like not only the speed and like you said, efficiency and accuracy, but movement included in drawing. Like, a lot of times like the older tactics were like draw, step to the left, clear garment, draw, step to the left.
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, it like that, I forgot who the YouTuber was, but dude, they compiled.
I think a lot of the old tactics were trying to be overly tactical instead of just do it as simple as possible, and you'll do it much faster. You know, like
2004 Magpul videos,
like stepping out behind the corner instead of just. How about you just walk and don't stop moving? Much better.
But dude, that's this whole thing to reduce it down to a little bitty like little sound bite for y'all. The whole thing was movement almost never helps you because you can't move fast enough to maintain accuracy, to move fast enough to get out of the line of sight and the gunfire. So it's almost a guarantee in all the conditions that they tested in to literally just stay in one spot and just very deliberately and efficiently draw and buka right
For
where you
sure.
need it,
But movement, it's a lot harder to hit something moving than it is to hit something standing.
And that's kind of the balance, because it's also a lot harder to shoot while you're moving and hit something.
But that's what training comes in, is like you need to train your butt off so you can hit things while you're moving, because like we did a lot of this that last range session. I posted some of the stuff. Like when I'm moving left, I need to aim on his left shoulder, because as I'm moving, and then you also have your height over bore and stuff like that. So if your gun's canted and now you're adding distance this way versus up and down, right? Like when you have a height over bore, your height over bore is only going to be a differential. Like, okay, so if I hit him here, it's going to hit here. Yeah. But if your gun's canted and your dot's here, you're going there.
Yeah.
So,
It's like you got to think of your like when you're looking through like the axis of your firearm, you have to think of it like a compass, or like something like in an airplane, you have that thing that tells you like where you are. It's like it's not just up and down and like gravity, right? Like you're saying, if you're peeking out of a barrier and your rifle is canted 15 degrees or more, right? then you have to think of it like, I guess a compass would be the best way to explain it. Like north and south is now, you know, like southwest or whatever, you know what I mean? Like yeah, I mean, and you would only altimeter. Yeah, you would only find that out during training, right? Or like the dudes that, like, if you see all the time where dudes try to peek over cover and they may be on a clock and just training, right? Not on a two-way range. They're just training, and the you know, the like that feeling you get when you're on a clock and you got to beat it, and they're, you know, they got their optic over a barricade, but they don't have their muzzle over the barricade. And then it's just like boosh, and they, you know, you see, you know, plywood and, you know, or barrel plastic and all that stuff kind of blast everywhere. It's like, if you don't do those things in training, you won't learn.
There's also so many little movement tips that are so simplistic but make you more efficient in speed. So like one of the things I've noticed is like bringing this hand up when you, so like obviously you run like this, right? Like you're alternating movements, which it helps the body, right? Like if you were to run like this, you'd be so much slower. You know, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like just this tiny
or the Naruto
run. my kids do that when they're little. They're like, they're so little, but they do that all the time.
I knew a kid. Like, if you're out there, bro, Devin, no, Naruto run until middle school, bro.
But there's just so many small movements that are not like you need to be crazy athletic or you need to be in great shape. But making those movement patterns natural and effective and efficient really help with speed. Like when you hit that draw, when you're dropping this hand to get to the gun, right? If your hands are up or your hands are here, even this slight movement of bringing this hand to the center of the body also allows you to gather, but kind of doing it quick will allow you to get there instead of holding your other hand up and reaching for the gun and not using your whole body to move that one hand, right? Because you're getting momentum from inside the rest. So there's just so many like little movements that I think, you know, and some of it is like you just don't know until someone tells you, right? Like if everyone is always run like this, right? And someone's like, hey guys, if you run like this and throw your elbows back, which is kind of a trick for running.
Run.
Yeah, if you keep your arms up here even, right? Like you need to get full extension. It's like they call it in sprinting mechanics, it's like ear to hip pocket, ear to hip pocket, ear to hip pocket. And at first you're kind of like a robot, but then like as it just becomes natural, you become faster. So it's
you got to have somebody working with you that knows more, whether that's paid training or just somebody that's, you know, more highly skilled in your group or around you. But also, if you're not, you know, measuring these things with usually time and accuracy, you're not going to know if you're,
or at least video helps to measure it, because you're like, whoa, that doesn't look like how I thought it looked when I was doing it. You know?
Yeah, it's like dancing drunk at a party. If you've ever seen that like video,
you think you got moves.
Like dude is like he's got like the rose in his mouth and he's like twisting the girl around and like leaning her over, and then it's like in actuality and he's like by himself like smashing like a waiter or waitress had like both in your glasses and he smashes that over and he's falling over tables and stuff. Oh yeah.
But yeah, like Jerry Miculek's a great example of it, you know, like he's an older dude, like he ain't running nowhere, but
he signed my sack,
he will blow that sack out.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't know he was doing a professional interview when I did that. If you haven't seen that short, it's up there. But yeah, that's a great point. Like I'm certainly not in the best shape of my life either, right? Like, but you do learn like, you know, tricks and things that you can do to enhance your movement, speed, and accuracy. and without measuring what you're doing, whether it's video or time, and having accountability through other partners that you're shooting with, it's super important. It's so easy to lie to ourselves when we're training.
If you can walk, you can pretty much move, while you're shooting. You can do movement stuff. If you can walk, you need to figure out, how can I walk smoothly while keeping my gun on the target, right? Because just having that ability could be anything from like having a wall and needing to take a shot at a target and taking 3 steps behind a wall as you take 3 shots, and now you have cover. Could be that basic,
Old school heel to toe guy. I'm but that, I mean, if I found a better way to keep me level, to keep me balanced, to keep my gun steady and keep me accurate and keep me from falling, because I'm toe to heel when I'm walking backwards, so you don't bust yourself. So basically, so you can feel if you're walking into something, you know what I mean? But yeah,
Which,
I mean,
you could still trip anytime you're walking backwards, no matter.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
or catch a pothole or something. But I mean,
or a whole pot.
Training's so important, man. It's what do they say about shooting guns? It's a depreciative skill.
Yeah,
like I was perishable. That's the word. It's a perishable skill. So like, there's a lot of people who are like, man, I shoot the best. I'll shoot anybody. And it's like, so when was the last time you ran drills? It's been a year or two, couple years. And it's like, bro, I promise you that you get thrown a course of fire, and it's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take a minute to get that like smoothness back and that rhythm. And it's just the more you do it, man, the more smoother things get.
It's also like all respect is due to those that have served, but a lot of times it's the dudes that were like, I qualified as marksman at 800 yards with iron sights, and then it's like, oh, when was the last time you shot? When I qualified as marksman at 800 yards with iron sights. Okay, right? Like, it's usually those dudes. You guys got to get with the CISOCOM, all right? CISOCOM is where it's at. Civilian Special Operations Command.
Yeah, and it's like, just because you did that, like, now what gun do you have? Do you have that same gun with you? Because if you have a different gun with a different barrel twist and a different optic and a different zero, and it's like,
if you even have something zeroed, or if you're, yeah,
it's like everything's different all the time. It's like shooting guns is like just there's so many things involved that it's nuts. Because like, even if you have multiple guns, like I got a friend, he's got maybe 3 guns zeroed and probably has over 100 guns. Like,
that's stupid.
Yeah, but it's also like, how much time and ammo are you going to spend to zero 100 guns? Like, honestly, that's also a massive challenge,
That's not quite me, but like, I'd say it's short of like the Glocks and all that. Like,
nobody can be proficient with 100 guns.
No, and still, no matter how much I hate it, God only gave me 2 hands, right? So I can have as many guns as I want. The reality is we all got 2 hands, right? But dude, honestly,
Octopussy.
That would be fire if I could. You know what? And one day we're probably going to have some crazy. We'll be buying military.
Isn't that a Bond movie?
Octopus backpacks. Yes, that is a Bond movie. But like, think of like crazy military surplus, like octopus droid, George droid. That like have like 8 hands that come. I mean, no, we'll just have like
I mean, like, you could be proficient with 100 guns if all of them are very similar, but like it does beget like just data on one gun That's where the saying comes, man. Like, fear the man with one gun, because he knows how to use that one gun. Every time he shoots, every time he's at the range, every time he's, like, even if you have 7 guns and every time you go to the range, you take a different 3, right? Now those 3 that you're trying to get great with, they're not going to see the range again for 4 months, right? And it's like, yeah, you can get good with them. You can, like, if you keep it simple and basic. I zero irons at 50. Yeah. Drew loves that 50-yard zero. I'm switching. I'm getting some things onto the 50-yard zero. So
I like the 50-yard zero. That's I mean, depending on your optic and I mean a whole bunch of other factors.
I just think the red dot magnifier, it's like insane 36-yard zero. Like everything you put the dot on within 300 yards is bink.
Edward pistol hands. Yeah, right. Or like and I look, I usually like I'll have like 5 long guns that are like, those are the long guns that I am just absolutely never going to part with, and those are the things that are like my go-to. Even right now, one of my go-tos still isn't sighted in. You know what I mean? Like it's killing me. It's bothering me that it's not sighted in, but it's because I changed the mount and all that stuff on there. But either way, now I have like, okay, 5 handguns that are like my go-tos, but I got, the top 1 or 2 that are like my only go-tos now, and shooting more and more and more with those. But handguns is a little different, because if I'm going to the range, I'm shooting a Glock, and it's going to be some form of Gen 545 or,
it don't matter which one it is. 15-yard zero on the Glock,
Yeah,
but rifles are just not that way. You know what I mean? Like, even so, if you have 100 guns and like 40 of them are pistols, like you can be proficient with all 40 of those by just training with one of them for sure. But
are you specifically trying to talk about me, Red Dawn? I feel like this is kind of targeted towards me.
I was talking about my other guy.
It's funny. I mean, I'm with
36-yard zero for the win. On red dots, definitely. On magnified optics, second focal plane, 36 yards. If you have 1 to 6 LVPO, 36-yard zero, that joker. You ain't gonna miss.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely get like the value in that, right? Depending on the setup. Like if I had different optics and like just a dot, or a dot and a magnifier, I get that.
Even if you're running a second focal plane LPVO, because then you can be on any magnification and put the dot
the center. Yeah. I get that. Yeah, I mean, so like the 2 Super Duties are set up to where in my head it's already optimal at a 50-yard zero, whether something is 7 yards away or 200 yards away. I'm probably.
But you could do that out to 300 with the 36.
Yeah,
just.
You know how it is changing stuff, though, man. Like.
I know, bro. That 13 yards will really fuck you up. Changing it 13 yards.
It's too much
to give you an extra 100 yards. All you got to do is change it 13.
I know, I get it, but like it's been ingrained in me, But I mean, it's same thing with like red dots, right? Like. Dude, I mean, I looked back on my channel when I got my first red dot on a carry gun, and it was a game changer, right? But it did change things. It changed your whole body mechanics changed, because you're not drawing down here anymore. You're drawing.
All right, let's talk quickly about this 36 versus 50. Okay. At 7 yards, is your offset going to be greater with a 50-yard zero or less than a 36, right?
It would be no, it'd be less, right?
I think it'd be greater, because your bullet's climbing right at 50. So like you have a higher trajectory to be zeroed at 50 than you do.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, my bad. Okay,
right? Or maybe no. No, you're right, because it'd be less at 50, I think.
Hold on.
Because if your 2 points are 50-200, if your 2 points are 50-200, but 36-300, no, it should be less. On now, I got to look at a chart.
Yeah, I know, right? We were unprepared for this this topic.
I think it's less at 36 on 7 that you're gonna have 36
Hold on, but you
yard
said
0. Yeah, because your impact at
but you
36
didn't say
yards it would have.
50. You said 7 yards.
Yeah, so if we're shooting at just 7 yards,
I don't aim at 7 yards. I mean, I get what you're saying, right? But I mean, I'll literally use the bezel of my flashlight
For sure.
in 7 yards.
all right, wait, I should put
just-
this on the screen, right? Not look at.
If you want, you could just go with your point, though.
So I guess the reason I really lean towards the 36 is because
50.
the
Yeah,
50
so
would
that's
be greater.
so. What my response was: 36 would be less. You were saying the 36 yard 0 would be less.
Yeah, it would be less.
Your hold would be less at 7 yards.
Yeah.
At 50 yards, I'm literally using the bottom score of my 1X Prism, which is not made for that,
At
but it
50?
just happens to be. No, you said it's 7.
Oh, at 7.
Yeah, it's 7. At 7 yards, I'm using something that's not even supposed to be used as a
Oh,
you know,
okay, you meant to
focal
say
point.
it at 50 yards 0. I got you. All right. So this is why I just think it's much greater. Like how when you look at this would you not think 36 yards is just much easier?
Because I already have an optic that tells me where to hold it at, 50, 100, 200. I just hold a little lower at 100, So, okay, so
Well, what if you want to go out to 300, 350? Can no problem with the 50 yard 0?
I hold it higher.
I've shot 400 yards with an unmagnified red dot, 375.
The issue right now is
I hold at the head and bink.
See, yeah, I would have to be floating over the silhouette basically. But like if right now the range that I'm like just getting into and just getting in good with has a 200 yard rifle range, right? So I can't currently go beyond that. So I may reevaluate and do a 36 yard 0 at some point. But I think the main star of the show is know your equipment, get good at what you got, and be highly skilled at the equipment that you have, the ammo that you got, the optic that you got. And as stuff comes up, like we talked about, like 36 yard 0, 50 yard 0, max point blank, or this or that, I think as long as you
I think the 36 yard 0 kind of is the first max point blank. Like if you want a generic max point blank 0 that you don't have to do a bunch of math on, it's the 36. And that's why I kind of fell onto the 36, because max point blank is basically, if I put the dot on you, I'm going to hit you.
I mean, you don't have to do
where I
math
want
for
to.
the 5200. I mean, the 5200 0 is, just knowing your holds. Now, if you just have a
No,
dot,
but the point of maxing out your point blank, which is your dead hold, right? Like just look at the chart. Like which green area is larger?
for sure, I get that.
Yeah. So,
I just mean from from the standpoint of so I got the old school, I guess, whatever, version 1, Gen 1, whatever you want to call it. They don't call it Gen 1, but the primary arms 1X Prism on the 11.5, not the compact, the one before the compact. Because it's like,
I think it's called the compact.
Bigger. I don't know. I know
the micro is the small new ones. The ones you have is the.
Oh, compact. I think that's right. I think you're right. Yeah. And because the newer ones are like super small compared to the ones that I got. So the 11.5. And
then they have the big ones that are like a freaking acre.
3X, 5X, and all that. So I got the 1X prismatic primary arms on that, and then I got the 1X prismatic primary arms on that. And both of them, that's at a 50-yard zero, and this is now at a 50-yard zero because I changed mounts on it. And this one has the it's on paper now, but I actually got to take it out to the rifle range and sight it in. This has the Geisley 1-6 with the Geisley super precision mount with the Acro mount mediator on top of it. And I just got to do some fine tuning on that thing. But my plan was to do a 5200 because of the way that reticle is on the Geisley glass, you know. But I'll give it a shot. I'll see. I mean, I may, you know, I'm open to switching to anything that is going to, you know, increase my likelihood of, you know, contact on a silhouette. Y'all know though, change is hard, and
I mean, if you just think like, yes, knowing your holds is important, but also holding in dead air space under pressure, under stress, calculating your distance. That's the other thing is like, is that how far away am I? Right? Like knowing how to calculate your distance is a hard thing to do without a rangefinder. So like if you don't have a rangefinder and you're like, well, I'm pretty sure that's not 500 yards. It's probably 400 and in. Hold a little bit high and you're going to hit it with a 36 yard. Like it's so simple that you don't have to even know your holds. You just have to know in between 36 yards and 300 yards, I hold low, and anything way out there, I hold high.
So this is the, oh wow, that is way more terrible than I thought it was going to be. Let me go full screen on this. So this is why
you could have just pulled the reticle up on.
I thought this was going to be way more impactful. Let me get the black behind it. Man,
you might need to get a magnifier around there.
I know, right? That does not look like it. I thought this was going to go way different. I did not. Oh, you know what? The further away you go, the bigger it gets. Okay, hold on. Let me try.
Yeah. So you'd have to go far away and then zoom in because we can't see shit. Oh, you can see it pretty good.
So
nice.
You'll see. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, you'd have to put me on full screen on an 80-inch TV. You're not really going to be able to see it. Basically, when you look through, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the score at the bottom. Below the horseshoe and the chevron, right? Mm-hmm. So what I've gotten used to is, because if you just have a dot and if you're holding into just air, yeah, that's way more taking a chance, especially on a one-way range where you know where 25, 50, 100, 150, 200 is, you know?
Yeah.
So like it's very different.
Which I mean, really probably even with a 50-yard zero with that reticle, if you hold at the bottom hash mark out at 300 yards, they're probably going to hit it.
Yeah, you're cracking the target. Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that, look, I'm sorry, primary arms, you lie. What it says is you can get within 150 yards with just aiming within the chevron. Nah, dog. Now, that may just be because that's a 10-3, right?
With a 36-yard zero, you could.
Maybe, but it does I believe they recommended a 5200. Or no, you know what?
I think they do. No, I think they do.
I think they do.
5200, yeah.
Yeah. But either way, it's knowing your optic, knowing your reticle, knowing your limits, I think is super important. Plus, dude, let me just say this. For like $150, this thing is a freaking tank, especially with... Man, that thing is dirty. Scope top mount RDS, you got about 6 inches hold over up close. Yeah, I'm not sure. Red Dawn, the Crunchy Mom. Hi, gentlemen. Good evening. Red Dawn Readiness. Check your text. Oh, okay, so something happened. Okay, hold on. I'll come right back to you. My bad. I missed a bunch of these. I'm good with my 50-yard zero. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm stupid. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, right? And especially like with all these hash marks, like that's literally telling me exactly like that's basically my dope, my dope built into 55 grain XM193. And I know a lot of people would be like, dude, why would you sight in your battle rifle with trash XM193 ammo? And that's because A, that's the stuff that I have the most of, and B, that's the stuff we're most likely to come across when, you know, the shenanigans hit the fanigans, is XM193 55 grain trash, or, you know, 223 trash. Let me put this back up on the wall real quick.
Trashola.
Trashola.
But whatever you like, just keep training. I just think if you have time to compare, that 36 yards just makes it so simple. Everything between 36 yards and 300 yards, hold low. Everything closer, hold high. Everything farther than 350, hold high.
I think it comes down to this, my friend, or my friends. Know thyself and know thy gun. I think that's probably the best way to put it. And
put those pistachios down.
Yeah, I'm going to drop the link again if you guys want to see the. I got 4 knives up for sale right now. And yeah, if you guys want to, some of them are, you know, kind of rare stuff. Well, a little more rare. They're not too difficult to find, but 36 is good point blank zero. EOTech with a magnifier, 36 yard zero. Yeah, so yes. So for me, EOTechs don't work too well because the 2 dots kind of are usually one line. So the
Bro,
single
that new reticle EOTech dropped. Wow.
So I haven't seen that like in real life, like in person though. I haven't been in the gun shops in a while because I know that
I
if
haven't
I
seen
go
it
in
in person, but if it looks the same, but it's in that shape, I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah. In California,
I heard they're really rare though, hard to find.
Let's see if XCal got them. In California, we only started getting pistols with red dot mounting plates from the factory in the last year and a half. Most of the ish is from 10 plus years back, and I'm not willing to drop 200 plus on slides. Dude, $200 is a bargain for a slide, honestly. I mean, if you get, so for a lot of the Cali dudes out there, what you're going to start seeing, if you haven't started seeing it already, is Glock is putting out a bunch of MOS replacement slides. So for like the beginning Gen 5 and even Gen 4 stuff, but now I'm seeing a bunch of Gen 3 OEM replacement slides with MOS cuts. For me personally, I love that, bro, because I got a bunch of old Gen 3 clocks that I'm like, dude, if I could run an MOS, you know, like an RMR or whatever, a solid MOS. I know a lot of people don't like it. I don't want to run a plate or whatever. Bro, the MOS mounting solution is just excellent. I love it. If I could throw a replacement slide on a Gen 3, beautiful. For you guys in California, you only got Gen 3s. You are going to start seeing these OEM MOS Gen 3 slides all over the place.
You can order a slide with any cut you want on it straight from the Glock store.
For
pretty cheap. And I do think the OG, like the best setup for sure, is a direct mounted Acro or Steiner on a Glock.
Yeah, I mean,
direct mount.
I do like that. I mean, if I had, you know, maybe if times were different and I sold a bunch of my stuff, you know, I'd get like the direct mount acro cut, which I forgot what Glock calls it, but it's basically like an MOS, not MOS, but it's an acro cut, and I think they call it like a T cut or an M cut or something like that. If it is an M cut, which I may be wrong about that, the old 19M was an FBI model, so maybe like FBI is going to acros or something. I have no idea.
All of our police department has gone to Glock 47s with a full size Acro P2.
Yeah,
All of
I
them.
believe it.
Everybody
Yeah.
got a P2.
Koa cut is dope. I've been super tempted to get the
Cut's
Koa.
dope. You know what I
do
haven't
like
heard
that.
about at all?
Durability, longevity.
No,
anything.
I mean, I trust the Koa. Hands down, I trust the Koa.
Yeah.
But the primary arms are all American. Like they don't
Yeah.
even promote it on the front of their page. Like
Yeah, dude.
I don't
What
know what's
happened
going on
that?
with that thing.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happened about that. That's a little strange, but I think look, I think a lot of gun and gun adjacent stuff is like frozen right now, and I think a huge piece of the market being frozen was people waiting to see what happened with HPA and Short Act. Because imagine if you could just go buy a bunch of cans and get them sent to your FFL and just do a 4473 and walk out with all of them. I think that's what a lot of people were waiting for. So I think that's an aspect of it. But, you know, here we are. But all right, let's go ahead and wrap up. I know we're already more than 2 hours and 40 minutes into it.
X-1. Let's just see real quick. Let's see if they even have them in stock for 4th of July.
What are you pulling up? On the Glock store, or what are you pulling up?
So the primary arms PLX HTX-1 enclosed reflex sight is now at $650, where I think initially it was at $800. They were saying, and it's like no one's buying a primary arms red dot for a pistol for $800. No,
dude, when I'm seeing brand new RMR HDs for like $6.99.
The RCR has doomed to $599.
That's tempting, dude. I'm behind the times with everything, right? It's funny because people say all the time, like, "Oh, DLD's got all the dope stuff, bro." I promise I don't, right? Like, it's taken me decades, literally 2 decades of being involved in, you know, the firearm world or shooting or working at a gun shop or whatever, to even have an RMR on one of my Glocks, right? I sent my buddy that video where I'm, you know, putting down all these Glocks, and he's like, "Don't you have any like high-end optics?" I'm like, "Yo, so, yeah, I don't want to talk.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm like, "Did you not see the RMR, bro? Did you not see?" I know.
Did you not see that one RMR in all 40 of those Glocks?
I know, but like, dude, like, okay, so we talked about the evolution, right? The journey, right?
Trash
it's
pandas.
Like I would have had a million Kel-Tecs if I could get whatever I wanted when I was like 21, you know, and it'd be like, "Oh, but this is a blue one. Oh, but this is a gray one. Oh, but this is an OD green one," right? And I used to rock Kel-Tecs all the time, bro. Dude, there was a time that I carried. Let me talk about that one. There was a time that I carried an AMT backup. Okay, and if you know what an AMT backup is, congratulations, you are old as dirt. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, I mean, if I could do things over and budget things differently, I'd probably have like 5 just nasty handguns and probably 5 nasty rifles, and well, probably also like 5 nasty shotguns. I don't know. Either way, I'm
five is a lot. Like you only need like 1 nasty rifle, other nasty backup rifle, one nasty shotgun. Like you don't need all that stuff, bro. Like I am so glad, bro. I would walk into a gun store if I had that many. First of all, I wouldn't have that many guns because I don't have the safe space and the stuff to store that stuff. But I would instantly walk in there and be like, "Here's 3 Glocks. Give me that freaking SLR off the wall. Thank you. I'll take the SLR. Thank you. Have a good. I need an EO Tech. Hey, here's another 6 Glocks. Here you go. Give me that EO." And I would just transfer.
There's too much
stuff to that stuff.
There's too much other stuff involved with it though. Like how many of those are unserialized polymer 80s that gun shops won't take?
That's when you walk in and you're like,
here's a bucket of parts, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, but yes, Caltech BF9, we was kings, all right?
I
You
said
know,
2 nasty rifles, that Crunchy Mom. I said 2 nasty rifles.
so you
Okay.
only need one nasty rifle.
I
Yeah,
only
no,
have one that's called Geisley. So
I think he was saying, give me that one SLR, like as an adding to.
she don't know how much an SLR is.
Yeah, right. SLRs are dope. SLRs got some dope stuff. Even stuff for like AKs, dude. I would never have 2 rifles. I would feel so under equipped, and it's so crazy because I could be just nasty, lethal, just like
I only
a
need
beast
2.
with one.
I truly only need 2 rifles, like, but I
But
need
what's this need you speak of? I'm not familiar with that.
I don't need more than 2 rifles. I don't. Like the whole conversation of like about getting super good with your rifle, like you need to get
got
good
your
with 2
one.
of them. You need to get good with 2 of them before you can get good with 10 of them, right?
Of course.
I have more than that because I got sons, even my daughter. Like,
Yeah,
what I have that's not like this is my stuff for SHTF is like I'm saving stuff for my kids. Like I'm all my kids. I can't be like a Geisley for you, a Super Duty for you, a Super.
Yeah.
Bro, my wife would kill me in my sleep if I was thinking like that.
PSA for you, Anderson for you. That's how I got it set up. I got
Here's
a couple.
a ballistic advantage Timber Creek hybrid build that I got.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, right? I got 2 Super Duties, right? And then that 10-3 has been my roll dog for 12,500 rounds.
Yep.
And and honestly, in the beginning, I didn't shoot like that, right? I'd go shoot, 3 boxes of 20 rounds, so like 60 rounds or whatever, which it's not bad or anything. But then I started shooting more, had access to an outdoor range. I could go whenever I wanted to and, kind of change things. So, I mean, in the last like 10 years, I've owned that thing. And I mean, that's been like the extension of me, even though I got a whole bunch of other rifles and ARs and AKs and shotguns, and it was just like that's the thing that's like if something like went smash in the other room, I'd probably still grab that. It's just that's the thing that's like it's part of me. Almost every carbine class I've taken, that's
I'm
been my
gonna tell a quick story. My buddy sold his SIG MCX. And
congratulations.
he was like, I want a Geisley Super Duty. And I was like, well, now you're making really smart decisions, young Padawan.
Yeah.
Right? So he was like, can you help me like find the stuff and like get it all together? And I'm pretty sure we built out this Geisley for like $1,800. Like we had the 13, especially we're on 4th of July. So it was the time to do this, right? Like perfect time of the year. Was like he got one of the Blem lowers today for $99. He got an upper for $1,200 out the door. Taxes, everything included. $1,217, I think it was. That alone is enough, right? Ultra duty lower parts kit, a buffer tube. I actually just
braided 42.
Braided 42 and a Geisley, all Geisley, right? We're gonna build the lower, uppers complete. Dude, honestly, it probably was like less than $1,600, about $1,600 for a complete Geisley Super Duty.
Dude, so that right there is $1,000 upper with I got like $580 into the lower, only because a lot of stuff wasn't on sale, and that's when like
is so hard to find, dude.
Yeah,
I can't even find the green buffer tube. I can't find it.
You know how hard I had to wait, and that's why I wasn't picky. Green lower receiver 159, but that was back when
159. That's bro. If they were anywhere on the internet for 159 right now, they'd be gone within an hour.
Bro, I literally the auction started. I looked to make sure they had a bunch of other business that they had done, and I was like, done. Because you couldn't get a stripped Geisley M16 cut lower. You couldn't. By the way, all Geisley lowers are M16 cut.
Geisley is having a Blem sale right now, and it crashed the website on Primary Arms. You could not log on to Primary Arms for between about 3, 4 o'clock, maybe a little later than that, for like 4 hours, the website was crashed.
Yeah.
You couldn't get onto
That's
it.
how they do it, man. But look, people can talk whatever they want about, rifle brands and companies. An Anderson will lay someone down just as fast as a Geisley, right? When we're talking about brand preference, a lot of it is personal preference, and a lot of it is data that's drawn together is usually around longevity, right? Wear and tear of parts and what needs to be replaced over time.
And accuracy.
And
Because
accuracy.
I'm going to tell you that Geisley barrel is like a freaking laser beam.
There is no, and people may disagree with this, and I completely agree with what you're saying. Okay, let me say, no, there's not. I have never seen a chrome-lined barrel that is sub, like, 0.5 MOA.
Bro,
I mean,
talking
that
about
thing is
like
nuts.
nuts.
It doesn't make sense, because typically
Hot,
a
cold,
chrome-lined,
shot
yeah,
after shot after shot.
yep,
Like this. It's like
dead
what?
freaking on.
Like I know I'm not this good, but I guess I am. If the barrel,
the gun's better than me.
Well, you know how like we are like, well, you'll never be as accurate as your Glock can be, which is true. But like when it comes to rifles,
land of Texas and Cementville, bro. Facts.
Yeah. When it comes to rifles, man, like you're probably more accurate than some rifles are, to be honest with you. Like Glocks and pistols are probably not that way because there's a lot of like, you're more focused on keeping the thing straight, and like that pistol will probably be more accurate than you. A lot of times a rifle, you could be more accurate than your gun if you bought a very cheap gun, and you may not know how good of a shooter you could be if you weren't having flyers every 6th round.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, I got PSAs and Andersons that I run, and they're not bad at all, right? Like they do run.
They shoot bullets.
But bro, there's a big difference between making contact with a silhouette and having lethal contact every single time. Vitals. Huge difference. Like if you ever need to take that apricot shot, bro, you may need to disconnect a brainstem or two over your time in the land of the living. But yeah, dude, and I've not seen, usually when companies do chrome lining in barrels, usually they sacrifice a little bit of accuracy for longevity. I have no idea how Geisley does it. I don't know who makes the barrels. Don't care. They work. It's incredible, and I love them. So I agree. I'm totally on board. They're awesome.
For the record, I was mistaken about Geisley, that they did not get bought by who I said they did before. And Geisley still owned
By Bill Geisley?
I think so. Hold on. Double checking.
Geisley is for carbine buffer system. So A5 buffer system. I'm not familiar. I've heard of the A.
The A5 is the elongated BCM buffer system. You have a longer buffer tube. Drew knows a lot about them.
VLTOR. That's right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's what. Isn't that
They're
what they
good.
came out with the MUR1?
And now you're saying too many numbers and letters and stuff. I don't.
Well, the MUR1 was the upper and lower they came out with.
BCM?
No, VLTOR.
There's a company that's called VLTOR.
They call it Voltor, but it's VLTOR technically. VLTOR also makes the SSGL and MGL.
I thought BCM invented the A5.
Not the. I mean, I could be wrong, but VLTOR makes the SSGL, which is the single-shot grenade launcher, and the MGL, which is the multiple grenade launcher, which is that big old 6-round 40 millimeter grenade launcher. This is VLTOR A5 H1 buffer system. Just got one in a scalper build from Sons of Liberty Gunworks. Right? I mean, dude, every single thing that I have ever had from Voltor has been on point.
The
So I'm sure it's
one
good.
thing that I would say about the Geisley is, dude, I have had people shoot my gun that's like it and even me, like, dude, the Geisley buffer system. If your gun's running reliable with it, you have a high pressure, high gases system, runs phenomenal. Like, it's amazing. The one thing I'd say is, like, you're no longer like in mil spec. You are now running a longer buffer tube, which affects your length of pull. Which, if you need like one time I had that one. Drew sent me one, and
Oh, you're talking about if you're. I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you're saying. You're saying if you went with a system outside of, the most popular military spec, military grade stuff.
So it's awesome. It's a really good system, but like, we had an 18-inch barrel, so the gas system was longer, which the cycling was putting out less gas. So we had to put a spacer inside the back, so that we could run a carbine buffer spring. And then that wasn't even the big thing, because if you were running like a shorter barrel with it, it'll probably run super soft and awesome. But if you were going to put like, if you're running a shorter barrel, you're probably not going to put a PRS stock. But like, I wanted to put the Magpul PRS stock on it, which didn't work because of the length of the tube. And so just if you're building it out and it's for that build, it'll probably be just fine. But it's also nice to like, and this is my thing for everything, dude. Like, this is why I love the Super Duty, because if God forbid my Geisley spring went out and I had to like take a regular spring out of any other AR-15, like, it works.
You gotta
right?
make
like,
sure
everything's
runs,
I just hate proprietary. Like,
Dude,
I just don't like it at all. Not interested. Give me the Glock. Give me the regular M4 AR-15 style weapon. That's it.
Yep, direct gas, as basic as humanly possible. I'm with you. Matt Smith, good to see you, bro. Channel member. He says there's different, and this is kind of what I was thinking. Like, do they do it differently? Do they do maybe less chrome? Do they do no chrome on the grooves? I'm like wondering how they do it. He says there's different levels of chrome lining, and that is the reason it maintains good accuracy. That makes sense. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it. I know we've been here for a minute, so thank you. And I actually got to wake up early, believe it or not. So, and bro, I'm pumped. I'm going to have the little one for a long time coming up over the next like 10 days. So I'm pumped.
These things are awesome.
What's this?
They're little battery compartments.
Oh, nice.
I freaking love them.
Do they
CR123s?
Okay, that's what I was going to ask, because they look like double A's or something like that.
Probably, but you could probably still put a CR. I think you could fit a CR123 in there. Are CR123s that much wider than a double A?
They're a fatty. They are a little fatty.
Oh, I could always just get a drill and start.
Yeah, open her up. All right, well, let's wrap up. Remind them all who you are, where they can find you. I recommend, guys, for folks to come on the show love, go follow them on social media. Go follow Red Dawn on YouTube, obviously, Rumble, and also, Instagram and the Twitters and all that. But let them know exactly where they can find you.
This name right here, Red Dawn Readiness, on all platforms. All you guys that are always in Dark's chat, supporting me, know me well. Leave comments on my stuff. Hit likes on my stuff. Follow me on my Rumble. Come check out my live streams when I'm not on Dark's show, because a lot of times he'll just show up anyway and be on my show. And overall, I miss you guys when I'm not over here. One of the best things I like about coming on Dark's show is seeing all you guys in the chat. Dark, appreciate you having me on as always. And follow Red Dawn Readiness on all platforms.
Yeah, and we're probably going to be doing at least one show a week with each other, meaning like one show a week where he comes on here and one show a week where I come on his. So we'll be doing more like cross-pollination. So make sure you check it out. And remember, guys, things are crazy. Things are happening. But I think it's easy to get sidetracked. There's a lot of distractions going on. And whether they're intentional, or if it's just happenstance, you need to make sure that you focus. That you focus on the most important things. Whether it's of course, number one is getting right with God, having a close relationship with Jesus. And then, of course, from a prepared citizen standpoint, from a CISOCOM, so, dude, that Civilian Special Operations Command is hilarious to me. I love that. And that's like, I could picture like a 400-pound dude with like a big belly sticking out of a shirt with like Cheeto dust on his fingers with a CISOCOM shirt or something like that. I love that. Also, of course,
front of the shirt, CISOCOM. Back of the shirt, the Branch Floridians.
Yes, I like that. The Branch Floridians may need like its own shirt just all together, and maybe have like a little CISOCOM flag. That's what we need. We need a CISOCOM flag. That's what it is. And then we'll all get tattoos. I'm just kidding. And then of course focus on water, food, shelter, security, and as we go through these crazy times, man, be safe, be vigilant tomorrow. Make sure that you're cautious and strapped. Stay away from crowds. I mean, we're all probably going to be fine, right? But man, there's so many people that hate us. There's so many people that hate our way of life. There's so many people that would, at the given moment, would absolutely love to hurt Americans because they hate Western civilization. So just be cautious, be careful, stay strapped, and just be, like I always say, become as skilled as possible with your tools. In the end, we're still in the middle of a culture war, so it's important that you take on the role of a culture warrior. Actually, before I get to that, make sure you support the companies.
I got one thing too.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Happy 4th of July, y'all. The one thing that we can at least, even though we've been screwed to the wall many times, we can talk about this kind of stuff. We can look towards the future and possibilities and ourselves. And God bless America. Love America with all my heart and soul. I mean, it is our country, right? And I don't love it as much as I love Jesus. That's not a thing. But it's good to be American, and our way of life is only held together by us. So happy 4th of July, everybody. Yeah,
totally agree. Happy Independence Day. Celebrate it like an American. And, burgers and wings, have a good time. Spend time with your family, man. Every moment that you're alive and breathing, enjoy it. And live a life of gratitude, man, for everything. And I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for you, Red Dawn, and just everything, man, all the support, just everything, man. It's been awesome. We got a great community here, so I appreciate you guys. And there's always at least a solid 50 in here. As I say that, it dropped from 52 to 50 people. There's always the solid 50 that are just always here. Shout out to the 5 federales. Appreciate y'all. And guys, remember, we are still in a culture war. And Matt Smith, man, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting to call you back, dude. Things have just been crazy. I missed a couple calls, too, from some of you guys. I'm sorry. I suck, all right? But we are in a culture war, so it's important that you become a culture warrior. Get involved, too, locally. Like, get involved with your church. If you find a good super-based church, get involved with your neighbors. Know your neighbors. Know who's around you. Get involved with your kids' schools. It's important that you get involved, and we can spread our culture, throughout our local community too. And remember, the only way that we can continue down this path and keep going the way that we're going is if we do our best to become the best version of ourselves, hold ourselves to higher standards and expectations and rules. And some of the rules that I like to share with you guys at the end of every show are, number 1, remember to always drill the 4th hole by going to DLD I'm just kidding, sorry. 4th hole. Usually they don't want us drilling extra holes, but in this case, you're allowed to, kind of, in some states. Anyway, rule number 1 is to be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life, so be kind. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed, because a hand that's open to give is open to receive, but never give to receive. And rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence, make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in jiu-jitsu I'm just kidding. As highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be, and be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen,
Yo,
we're
real
out
quick,
here.
put a 1 in the chat if you want DLD to make a short on YouTube where he mimes all 3 of his rules.
Ooh, man. They're all going to say yes because that would be absurd.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
But you could put like subtitles with words, so that would be
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. We got one. You're so funny, Corn Poppy.
Hey,
we
once you've heard Juan, you've heard Jamal.
That's a good one. You know, the funny thing is, though, okay, even funnier, I said we usually have like the solid 50, and there were 52 in the chat. And I said there's usually like, what, 5 feds? We had 52 in here, went down to 47 when I was doing the ending, bro. Like, how crazy is that, dude? This is, I can't. I kill myself. Anyway, I mean, I mean that like metaphorically. I don't actually, and I will never. I just, man, I need to not say stuff like that. To all you guys in chat, love all y'all. Kurt, Drewski, to the Senor Bob, Traveler, Corn Pop, James Floyd, Robert Ham, Barton, to all Zanty, Fluffy, all you guys. I love y'all, man.
Lynchy.
Man, everyone's saying one. All right, I'll figure out a way to do that.
That would be awesome, man.
We did. Okay, so we talked about this. Techno YouTube, Brother Traveler YouTube. We talked about this. The whole those who bless Israel become blessed. Man, if you read back to Genesis, that was directly, specifically about Abraham. And that promise was fulfilled in the book of Joshua, I believe. So we're talking about 2 different things here, and I think people get confused. So remember that. Anyway, now that I'm going to get canceled, we are out of here. I appreciate y'all so much. Love y'all. Red Dawn, thank you, brother. Thank you for coming on. And stay strazapped, and we'll holler at y'all later. And here's a nice little throwback exit intro. Outro.
4th of July.
Independence Day.
4th of July.
All right, I can't run that. Bye.
I love.
Okay, hold up. If you do the short, get a clip of Rich hopping on and interrupting you mid-short. Dude, you know. Okay, yeah, we may have to do that. All right, y'all, take it easy. Peace.